One for the login, but you know what? I don't care about the mouse clicks right now. I'm looking at this one. Marisa for Adexios versus Mayuun's Ed. This is quite the technical mismatch, I will say for myself.
Yeah, I would think so too, especially considering, you know, Ed has one of the best crouching medium kicks in the game, along with, you know, also one of the best crouch shorts in the game. So to a character like Marisa, who really struggles to deal with in the footsie range, you know, she's very susceptible to lows. That's really how you have to kind of pick her apart, otherwise you're going to be looking down the barrel of this. But if Mayuun can adjust, you know, he might be able to make it hurt. Right now, all of that just corner control is on the side of Adexios. Not going to get the side switch here, just taking raw damage, but gets himself out of the corner is Mayuun.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why Ed is so scary, his ability to fight out of any situation. But however, it doesn't matter how well you fight out. If you got punched by that big woman damage from Marisa, well, you're going to lose yourself around. Adexios with the first round.
All right, huge punish counter there. Yep, take him to the corner. Already doesn't take much. Huge plus frames off of that charge knee. And now still just holding all this pressure. And look at the drive. He's looking at the life bar. It is looking bleak for Mayuun.
Yeah, we really got to use our DP to bust out. That's the one thing about Marisa. She really forces you to use your resources to commit to suboptimal decisions. And right now, this is going to be the optimal move, level 2. Let's finish it off. First game goes to Adexios. I am slaughtering that name.
I'm sure they would have to forgive you. I'm guessing it's Adexios.
Adexios?
Something like that. But the important part is we know who is who, and they know that right now they are on the winning side of this. And just to remind everybody, too, even though this is a ladder, it is first to 3 format all the way through, I believe, right?
That is correct. Street Fighter 6 is a high damage game, so we want to give our players a little bit of time to adjust. Just like how Adexios has been really using that charge knee to throw, twice in a row it's landed.
Yeah, and I mean, again, throughout this entire match, you know, whether it was the first set or, you know, where we're at right now in this second game, Mayuun has been spending, I would say, a good 85% of the match in the damn corner. And he's going to lose off of that errant neutral jump. That is the kind of damage Marisa brings to the table. Oh, you thought you could just neutral jump from, you know, about half screen away? Well, if I've got the resources, you are DED dead.
Oh, DED dead indeed. You can really see that Adexios is doing a great job holding that charge heavy kick / Gladius range. We're going to go ahead and mix it up right now. This is going to... Yo, Mustafa,
dead.
3? Yep, you know.
He's dead. We don't even have to call up James Chen. He's chilling on the couch with his shoes up. We know from a mile away that is dead, and that is 2 quick games. I would say, Captain No Fun, it's maybe been 2 minutes of gameplay right now, and Adexios just seems to be speed running this match.
Yeah, Adexios is finishing these matches faster than I can cook a Red Baron pizza.
Okay. All right, trying to just get a little bit of something started, but it doesn't matter. Mayuun falling on the back foot here, getting caught low, but now we actually see a little bit of recourse. Able to slow things down a little bit.
Oh, that's what you really got to do with Ed. And Adexios has to be careful how they throw out that Gladius. That move does not have a lot of proximity guard, making it very susceptible with punishing, which is something that Ed is really good at doing.
Yeah, you know, maybe the best character in the game at it is with the enhance. Oh, I love that side switch. That was so creative.
Yeah, that's one way that Marisa, I have seen FemShep's tech videos. This character surprisingly amount of tech and mix-up opportunities for such a big body, high damage character. But Mayuun, look at this, Mr. Pagopoulos. This guy's going out of the gate pretty strong.
He's got to do something, because so far it has not been working out great. He is looking down the barrel of a 2-0. And finally, you talked about it earlier, Captain No Fun, he is busting out, but that immediate opportunity to take something back, and the errant tap parry paid off for Mayuun. He is able to actually put Marisa into burnout here, and now he might be able to get around.
Oh, that you could have seen that. It was a crouching medium that wasn't supposed to from the drive rush. That could have been Mayuun's ability to close the round, close the arm. Oh, I spoke too soon. Please, for the love of this match, give me that level 3. God, this is one of my favorite animations in the game.
It's so good. I think most of this game is animated like exceptionally well. I do like genuinely believe that. But one criticism I do have, like just from an aesthetic side, I think some of the level 3s like are a bit samey with how they work out, but I love the creativity on Ed's. Ed's has a lot of personality for him, like as a character. It's very unique compared to other level 3s just in regards to like the actual cinematography and direction of it. I really, really like it.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're basically having a beef with a lot of level 3s that end up with someone who gets smashed into the camera.
Literally, yes. Literally that exact thing, yes.
Oh, now this is great. Mayuun has been using those flicker traps to stop Marisa's drive rush. Unfortunately, gets the DP blocked and comes with a punch of her own. Drive rush cancel. Adexios set point.
Yeah, we did see a little bit of a glimmer of hope from Mayuun. Oh, maybe a little bit of a network hiccup here.
Glimmer of network lag.
But if there is an upside to this, it did happen where it was like nobody was up around or anything. So, or wait, no, never mind. Adexios was up around. So, I guess, are we just gonna play it out maybe? I'm not sure how Paragon is gonna do things. Will we just restart? It was at the start of the round.
I believe we're just going to bring it back. Remember back, yo, that reminds me, weren't they trouting this whole like restore match feature when you had to drop the connection in the online?
I think that's correct. That feature has come out.
We can see it right now, Adexios with the round.
Yeah, okay, cool. Right. Awesome. Well, they fixed the problem for us.
Yes, that's one thing that is part of Street Fighter 6's netcode. We literally, it's literally a save state. We just resumed it. None of this like walk forward, eat a million normals. Oh, but there's some beautiful normals that Mayuun's been throwing out right now.
Yeah. Okay. I actually like the spend. Not gonna end it. Yeah, I like that. You know, you don't go with the level 3 there. You're in such a controlling position. Okay, look at the confidence. The way things switched around. Like, it could have been really easy for Mayuun to kind of lose any sort of, like, poise, considering what happened with the network connection. You know, you might just come back and be on the wrong foot, but really able to turn things around there. But just like this, the same tail time and time again, spending all of his time in this corner.
Right, you better be very careful with Mayuun. You know Mayuun wants to jump back. Instead, they find the path forward into the level 3. I like to spend myself into stop, please. We're going to go ahead and complete more of that drive gauge, but more importantly, Mayuun is out of that corner.
Yes, out of the corner and getting his own drive gauge back. As they always say, the grass is greener on the other side. Okay, able to get some control here, and just like that, he's got the life lead. We're at the mid-range point in the screen, and he's actually switching things up, putting him into the corner, but I love that drive rush off of Adexios. He did use the drive rush option select, and he will be able to kill here as long as he does not drop the level 3. There it is, Captain No Fun. Our first game goes to Adexios.
Oh, that was a really good exchange right there. I could understand Mayuun's propensity to slam in that drive rush, but then Adexios did their own drive rush. Because they used their 4 frames, they were able to meet in the middle with a faster jab. And Adexios,
like the one errant hit or like the knockdown that could get them actually get their offense going is going to pay dividends. But we are moving on to the next match here, and this is going to be LeviHakai versus Dreamblitzer. Now, LeviHakai is a player that I see a lot in online brackets. I run into him a decent amount online. Very, very strong. Usually is a Mayuun player, but has been trying, or Mayuun and Elena. But has been trying out the Guile and has really taken to the character pretty well for what I'm assuming is a relatively recent addition to the roster.
It is. The thing about Guile is, you know, it's kind of funny for me to say this, especially with how much Guile tech has been shown because of Guile's Garden, but he's a relatively underexplored character among the top tiers just because of the difficulty.
Yeah, I think you're actually right, and I think also, like, when you get to that higher level, I think there are some pretty, like, exploitable weaknesses for him. Particularly, you know, if you're actually paying attention when he has charge, his crouch heavy punches can be a, like, kind of weak anti-air. So if you find the right angles, you know, that aren't going to get dealt with by stand medium kick or, like, down forward roundhouse or even jump back jab, if you can find the right angle, it is pretty exploitable. But, again, you know, you have to be at a pretty high level to, like, zone in on that and make it count. But right now, I was just going to say, right now we do see Dreamblitzer actually getting a knockdown here, not able to punish that bazooka knee. But in this mid-range here, Sagat feels pretty comfortable, but ultimately that punish counter conversion for LeviHakai means his first game goes to him.
Yeah, you can really see that Dreamblitzer is playing a classic style Sagat. We're throwing the high tiger shots, and especially we're staying at that far heavy punch range, which is Sagat's magic button. You know,
yes.
Everyone got a magic button. Your Shoto, you got your crouching meat. That button right there, you have probably hit it or been hit by it countless times.
That's you're preaching to the choir. It feels bad every time, and it hurts like a mother. But man, LeviHakai just with all the control right now. Again, you can tell that confidence, and that is a huge punch. Oh, but maybe a little bit of unfamiliarity for Guile specifically, how to take advantage of that.
Yeah, that's one of the things about Sagat that I've been noticing, that when I punish things, I'm at a very awkward range.
Sure.
It's because of just his buttons are so far reaching. It's almost like when you whiff punish a Dawson, like, I guess I'll try rush.
Yeah, not biting on the shimmy attempt there, but man, just running into these big stand fierces from Sagat, excuse me.
Yeah, Dreamblitzer landing 2 stand heavy, just not able to cash it in, not really exactly buffering it. LeviHakai, okay, 2 crouching means, and we bust out. That's the first reversal we've seen of this match.
Yeah, and is it going to? Oh man, that's huge. When you actually land that, but did not go for the correct conversion there. That has to be OD Tiger Nexus. This is still a winning position for LeviHakai. Should be, feel pretty controlling.
And you can really see after that perfect parry combo that LeviHakai was really banking on that level 3, but just one jab away. And Dreamblitzer scores a huge round. Not only do they take their momentum back, but LeviHakai has dropped 2 bars of super for nothing.
Yeah, and look at the bottom of the screen there, Captain No Fun. There are 3 glowing bars on the side of Dreamblitzer, and that means whenever they land that big conversion, it is going to hurt unlike anything else. He is one of the highest damage output characters in the game.
Yeah, similar to Marisa, but he also has a fireball and very strong buttons. So Dreamblitzer, even though the life differential is so huge, has an easy opportunity to make these life totals more even.
You're right, and you can. I was just actually about to commend his patience as soon as he drive rushes in, and oh my goodness, he was sniping out that Tiger Knee from a mile away. Oh no, that was bad at all.
He did, and you can see right there that LeviHakai doing a great example of air footsies, empty jump forward, doesn't extend the hurt box. I really feel like if LeviHakai threw some sort of button, they would have been caught.
Yeah, I think so. And it would have been a huge opportunity that was, critical art damage, would have done a cool 4,500 and probably burnt him out. But again, just that composure, you can tell he feels very in control of what is happening, even with some of these missteps. Again, I do think he is relatively new to Guile as a character, but he's learning him well enough. And most importantly, I think you can tell he's like not getting impatient with how he's zoning.
This is really important. You can see that LeviHakai went for the classic drive rush cancel. Normally, that's Guile's favorite Oki off of light kick, because when we go for a standing light kick, which is usually my favorite button, we're at +3. But since LeviHakai went for a backdash, they were anticipating into late tag.
For sure, I think you hit the nail right on the head. As a Guile player, you know what you're talking about.
Hey, that's Sonic Boom on my arm for a reason, okay? Speaking of which, my second year's coming up, so the next tattoo's coming.
Oh, right on. Do you have it picked out?
I do. It's gonna be flash kick, just like that perfect parry follow-up.
Hell yeah. Okay, trying. You can tell that Dreamblitzer might be getting a little bit desperate there. The crouch fierce didn't lead to anything. It's buffered this time around, and there was actually an opportunity. If LeviHakai had that buffer lined up, that would have ended it all, and I think he's gonna have a sliver. I'm not sure if he'll die off of this.
What an insane confirmation. One thing I really gotta point out is how LeviHakai has been able to do booms after jab and light kick, using the fact that this game stores your charge partition.
All right, we've got our next match coming up, and it is going to be 2 players that are, no stranger to online brackets. It is going to be HereticMAGICMAN versus WG+1. Now, WG+1 is actually somebody I've not seen in a little bit. I remember them being very prevalent in the early days of the FlyQuest brackets. They would enter the West Coast bracket a lot. And I remember them also from the West Coast World Warriors, but I feel like I haven't seen them in a little bit. But clearly still playing. They've got over 2K MR, doing very, very well.
A great drive impact, and we're going to use that second drive impact to shave off the remaining impact, drive gauge, forcing HereticMAGICMAN to just jump out. And this is really a really nasty situation with Rashid.
Rashid is like probably a top 3 character when he's got you in burnout. There are ways to get out of his like burnout loops and his pressure, but it's like you have to have, like, you genuinely have to have spent hours doing the lab work to figure out, okay, where is there actually a gap that I can take advantage of? Can I jump? Can I press a button? You know, is there going to be a trade? Whatever it might be. But there are also variations on that he can, mix things up and cause you to get, to make mistakes. But just like that, HereticMAGICMAN didn't even give him the chance to breathe and tied things up here at 1 round apiece in a matter of, maybe 20 seconds. It was real fast.
Oh, and Ouija Plus going ahead and go to the level 2. This Shades of Season 1, the most demonic super this side of the Western Hemisphere.
Oh my god, brother. Even when you jump out of the corner, you got to take a cool 25% for your troubles.
HereticMAGICMAN unable to get out of the gate. They were able to just stuff Ouija Plus before they got started. Now we're back to the neutral. This seems to be where Ouija Plus is a lot more comfortable, as HereticMAGICMAN unfortunately puts themselves in the right corner.
Yeah, again, just trying not to get counter hit by like the forward roundhouse from Rashid, or just get a better angle on these fireballs that are coming out. And it did put himself in the corner. Now he has switched things up. Can't talk. Oh man, what a big pickup! And just like that, he's actually taking the advantage here in the life lead. But he's still not out of the woods yet. There is 2 bars on the side of Ouija Plus. That means he lands the right hit, whether on hit or block. He can activate just like that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the right hit.
Oh,
but a rare drop from Ouija Plus, but Ouija Plus finds the overhead, and just one more interaction. But Ouija Plus, oh my god, real gutsy forward dash. I understand the impetus, but HereticMAGICMAN went, you know what, I'm 1 hit away, I will die, so let me go ahead and go out on my own terms. And fortunately for them, they rolled the dice, and it came up boxcar.
Yeah, if you're HereticMAGICMAN, it's like, okay, I have a round on the board, and just like you said, I am a fraction of a, a pixel away from death. I'm not going to wake up and do ODDP there. I'm going to bet it all if I'm going to do anything. If the level 3 hits, I win. So I'm a little bit surprised Ouija Plus was so, like, willing to just, like, go balls to the wall there and gamble literally the whole set, or the whole game, excuse me, on that meaty, but it did not pay off. But damn, it seems like he does not care. Able to get a huge pickup there, and still the pressure is going on, but finally HereticMAGICMAN does bust out with that ODDP.
Oh man, they go for a more special, and oh my god, HereticMAGICMAN, that's a great example of the right answer at the wrong time. Jumping in was really good, especially with some of the longer animations with these buttons, but you just did it too soon and got hit too late.
Yes, good bait. The patience there from Ouija Plus. He's really making both the angle and the timing of his fireballs awkward enough that you can tell HereticMAGICMAN is feeling very uncomfortable, like outside of the, like the halfway point of the screen. He's playing further back, but he just can't get a good angle to try and jump in or close in.
Oh, you're definitely right, Mustaflis. Every time HereticMAGICMAN is in the corner, you could really see that's when the flow chart is moving and all the cogs are moving like they got WD-40 all greased up. But Ouija Plus feels like at this range, at this side of the screen, localized entirely in Street Fighter 6, this is where they really play well.
Okay, and we're running it back. Oh, he just ran into it, and he's still got to deal with it, Captain. It's not going away. There's still the enhanced effects, and they're burning the drive reversal, and not at a terrible time. Oh man, talk about burning the drive gauge. That tap parry from Ouija Plus proving to be a little bit costly.
And now Ouija Plus utilizing, oh my god, I was about to talk about the neutral jump, but they land the overhead one more time. They're getting a little mixed up for my trouble. Oh, the outside the range, but still Ouija Plus finds their way in, and with the Rashid kick, we're going to give ourselves their first game, tying it up 1-1.
Yeah, it's an even ball game, and you can see adaptations from both sides. HereticMAGICMAN, starting to press the issue a little bit more in that like crouching medium kick range, so he can get his own offense going, and it's paying off. But it's like it's hard to figure out when it's going to actually make a difference, because when Rashid has you in the corner like this, what do you do? What's the answer?
Yeah, you really saw how HereticMAGICMAN was going for a jump back option, but Luigi Plus just answered with a standing medium, which is a really good option because it has a deceptively like good angle to catch jump back.
Oh my god, he's dead!
Yeah, oh, yep, call it.
Oh my god, the damage. And again, that's literally what this is coming down to, is he is figuring out all these ranges and rightfully recognizing that HereticMAGICMAN can't really find an angle to jump in. He's not able to get around the fireballs otherwise, and he's not playing in a footsie range that is allowing him to get these drive rush cancels where he can actually initiate his own plus frames and get his offense going. But these fireball ranges and timings from Luigi are paying dividends in the biggest way.
Oh my god, that was so disgusting, Mistopheles. Right? Using the drive impact to catch the tech roll backwards, only to just plop him against the wall. Luigi Plus knows the ranges, these deadly ranges of these characters, and now HereticMAGICMAN going to the character select screen, taking a moment, and switching to the Viper.
The Viper's an interesting choice. Viper against Rashid, that's admittedly not a matchup I've seen very often. If I just think about their tools, I have to imagine it probably can prove very tricky for Rashid, because outside of like OD spinning mixer, his anti-airs are very situational, and you have to be really on point with recognizing your spacing, otherwise they whiff, and we know Viper just absolutely doles out the damage in huge dollops. So if you're not ready and you're gonna get picked up just like this, even with the corner pressure here, it can be a very tricky... Oh no!
Oh dear, look, yo, I think C.Viper has used some of her spy skills and is just messing with Luigi Plus's internet,
Yeah, she's hacked into the mainframe, has disabled the ISP's routing, and so far Luigi Plus does not have any recourse but that overhead. We saw that close out the round last time, and the Super Rashid kick puts another round on the board, just like that. Luigi Plus staring down the barrel of maybe closing this out 3-1.
I want to say that Luigi Plus has had a 100% success rate with that overhead.
Yeah, I think you're right. And what's interesting about Rashid as a character is, like, his drive rush overhead is strong. Every character's drive rush overhead is strong, but he's actually one of the only characters in the game that can actually reliably use his overhead in like footsies and get counter hit conversions like really consistently.
Is it because one of the reasons why is the leads around?
Yes, literally yes. That's exactly right.
Now, one of the things I'm wondering how it's going to play out is the seismic hammer from C.Viper, especially since Rashid's fireball takes longer to charge. You could hit him on reaction if he's in these correct ranges.
That's right, but I'm not sure it's going to matter.
No,
the level 3 cancel, more than enough damage. There's going to be an extra 2,500 that's not even on the life bar. Luigi +1 takes the set.
By the way, since it wasn't the critical art, that means it wasn't the endings that Mr. Mistopheles is complaining about.
That's what I'll say.
I understand it. Like, one of the things I've always been a defender of the slow patches.
Sure,
just because so many games have been doing like patches, then they do the oh crap, let's roll it back.
Yeah.
But and I'm not even calling for nerfs, but definitely there seems to be, the more that we play, the more Street Fighter 6 feels solved, and that's where I'm sitting at.
Yeah, for sure. We can talk about it a little bit more. We will get to the match. We are seeing HereticMAGICMAN pulling out that Viper again, and already in a very, commanding position against Chad Dudemeister on the back foot here. Another jab, actually another medium will do it. A jab, he'll still survive, but if he gets tagged with medium, it's game over.
HereticMAGICMAN holding on to that Viper. They really switch off between Viper and their other characters, but Chad Dudemeister showing us the Ryu, who is probably one of the most effective characters in the roster, period.
100%. Again, we have seen, oh man, this is going to be a huge opportunity, and that right there is part of it. That huge damage cash out without even spending any meter and gaining, the ever important Denjin charge there. Oh, he was ready. Just a little bit slow there on, not on his side, but the frame advantage wasn't quite there for that trade combo. But he did keep, a lot of the control there, and I love that back throw. In the critical life bar is HereticMAGICMAN, and he's tagging with all these hits. but not able to actually close it out as Chad Dudemeister. Okay.
Oh, okay. Rare use of the double lights to the tick throw. Chad Dudemeister playing classic, but HereticMAGICMAN, I'm watching this play, they seem rather comfortable fighting Ryu, especially... Ooh, and the walk under Mistopheles.
Dude, look at the damage!
Of course!
He's gonna do a cool 65% here, and there's gonna be maybe half of our drive gauge left, all because he randomly decided to do an ODDP. I love baiting out that tap parry there.
Oh yeah, what a great use of the tap parry. And you can see Chad Dudemeister not exactly having a lot of resources, whiffs the doctor ticket because of the huge recovery range, and HereticMAGICMAN going for the neutral jump. That was HereticMAGICMAN's game so much.
Oh man, talk about that. You can see the confidence is brimming. And goddamn, for 2.5 bars, doing a cool 35%, actually no, a cool like 40% off of a jump in. These a bit of what I would call like flowchart decisions. It's not exactly offense or neutral, but you know, he kind of throws this fireball that he's maybe used to throwing in ranked, or you know, going for that negative button into the ODDP. It has cost him dearly.
However, Chad Dudemeister pretty much made up for all that life loss purely on DPs. That's going to force HereticMAGICMAN to commit to an option, and Chad Dudemeister, great use of the back throw, and saw the seismic hammer when, hey, I'm close enough to tag you with this, finishes off with the OGDP, and now Chad Dudemeister leading in the round.
Okay, did not quite get the punish counter on the whiffed Hashigeki there, but still the knockdown. Did not matter. Chad Dudemeister taking that huge conversion there to get himself all the way to the corner, put HereticMAGICMAN on the back foot, but the ever important mobility of the burn kick here paying dividends for Viper.
HereticMAGICMAN, we're going to put Chad Dudemeister into the corner. Chad Dudemeister walk forward, falls victim to the throw. That's not going to be the worst thing in the world to fall victim to. Oh, tried to answer with a faster button, but HereticMAGICMAN just pressed there sooner. And now Chad Dudemeister being pressed into the corner, presses that level 3, and presses their advantage as now we're 1 round apiece. But because of that game, HereticMAGICMAN now in the lead.
Yeah, in the lead in a big way. Now, he did have to spend 2 bars of super for it. I think, if he would have been a little more, like, composed in his routing, I think he could have killed without spending all that super. But he got the round, which is the important part, and he's close to building up 2 bars again. And most importantly, look at that yellow drive gauge on the side of Chad Dudemeister. It is looking bleak. The lawn is dying.
Oh yeah, I remember you and I exchanging grass-fed punch, and HereticMAGICMAN whipping the crouching heavy punch, and Chad Dudemeister lands the standing light kick. That's a Shoto special, but this is also the special of a level 3 for Chad Dudemeister. We have tied it up now, 1 game apiece. Chad Dudemeister showing some great adaptation.
Yeah, and I think it's mostly coming in the way of like something that lends itself to success in Street Fighter 6 specifically. He's really just taking advantage of upping the aggression. For better or worse, a character like Ryu, I think, really does that well. He hits so goddamn hard, whether it is actually the damage, like your life total, or on the drive gauge side of things. He's going to make you pay if you're not actually getting out of these situations or you're not challenging him correctly. And so it's like, if they don't have an answer to you, like ramping up the drive gauge or the drive rushes, or like pressing more buttons or going for the ODDP, why stop, right?
Oh, and HereticMAGICMAN challenging that drive rush, stops the overhead. And one thing I want to really point out is HereticMAGICMAN has always been doing a great job making sure that Chad Dudemeister's drive gauge looks less like relish and looks more like mustard.
Yeah. Well, are we talking like, like Dijon? Are we talking like spicy mustard? What do you think?
Oh, okay, so it's going to be Ryu, so it's got to be regular one, because that feels, every time I have regular mustard, it feels like it hits me in the face.
Yeah, just Heinz yellow mustard, nothing special.
HereticMAGICMAN, though, look at how Chad Dudemeister is always hovering just shy of yellow, and that's because HereticMAGICMAN is peppering in these standing heavies, which really is depleting that drive gauge.
Oh man, the meaty, yes, the trade combo paid off in the best way. Didn't even have to spend any super bar. A huge conversion there from HereticMAGICMAN. Now they're both tied up at 1 round apiece. Who will actually get the better of this set so far and go up 2-1?
You can see Chad Dudemeister going a little bit aggressive now. That's going to be the minus Hoshogaki, and HereticMAGICMAN lands the knockdown. We're back to the neutral heavy kick, jump back with the light, and this is where Viper excels at just because of size of hammer.
I think he's... Okay, I think he maybe could have killed, but it's like you don't want to accidentally burn yourself out and leave him alive. So I totally respect that. And again, just look at the control he has right now. He has, okay, I was just about to say, he's still working on a perfect, but the most important part is he's still, up 75% and actually busting out there with the level 1. HereticMAGICMAN, if that was blocked, he might have just lost.
That was just really smart decision making, just because HereticMAGICMAN understood that if somebody lands an overhead that's roughly around +3 on hit, they're going to hit a button. Oh god, solar plex punch.
Talk about hitting a button. That's one that you never really want to shy away from. Whether it's on hit or block, it's very hard to whiff punish. It puts you in proximity guard from half a screen away. And look at how it has paid off. He actually gets the kill here. The ODDP, more than enough. Chad Dudemeister puts a round on the board.
Yeah, jumping in with a standard light kick. That's a really great way for Chad to close it out. And HereticMAGICMAN, what a bait on the DP!
Look at how it paid off. Barely over 2 bars of drive gauge spent. He actually started recovering it on the back end. No super gauge spent, excuse me. And he did like 45%.
But we want to talk about doing at least 45%. That neutral jump medium kick. Now HereticMAGICMAN has the opportunity, fakes the seismic hammer, looking to get some sort of oppression or whip button, just shy of the overhead. This is still pretty scary, and Chad Dudemeister, if you noticed in that previous round, look at what happened. Chad Dudemeister whipping some pretty heavy buttons.
That's exactly right. And, Viper does have, she's got that long range crouch medium kick. Her sweep is pretty good range, and her crouch medium punch. So it's like if you are just letting these fly willy-nilly, the crouch heavy punch there, look at how it paid off and forcing him to use that drive reversal there. HereticMAGICMAN is not terribly upset about that. Going for the level 3 here, I think this actually kills.
I want to agree, Mr. Stopfleas.
God damn.
We'll go ahead and put it right into the ground. Hey, another super we just plant our opponent viciously into the dirt. Where have I seen that?
I know.
I know.
You know what?
I've had bad sweet and sour sauce. Like,
for
very irony. But the main point just has the best balance. But this is going to be a really interesting challenge. Sherlockkat versus Dreamblitzer. This is the second time we're going to see them on stream, so I'm wondering if they're going to be a little bit more comfortable, especially with confirming those stand heavies.
Yeah, and we were actually talking about when you brought up the maybe sad situation of the current Street Fighter patch. I mentioned these two characters were like basically the only two that got buffs, and they were notable buffs. I think one character did kind of win out over the other, but they both got meaningful buffs in different ways. So it'll be interesting to see if either of those really play out. Do you have any thoughts about this matchup between... I know you don't play either of these characters, but just as a commentator and as somebody who watches, what do you think about this matchup?
Well, I really feel like Dreamblitzer is going to be doing the classic Sagat thing where we're just going to be using the stand heavies to just impose some sort of reaction. Elena, I feel like Elena has to play in this weird quasi whiff punish range because both of these people are so good at whiff punishing.
Yeah.
But Dreamblitzer just has, as Sagat has the longer buttons, but I mean, Sherlockkat lands the super.
Oh, he pressed. I think he's... No, not quite dead, not quite dead.
Not quite.
But the drive gauge is looking bleak, and waking up with that OD roll allowed him to actually get the whiff punish there. That punish counter made all the difference. Huge situational awareness there from Sherlockkat.
Yeah, Sherlockkat. I almost said Sherlockkat. I'm sorry. But Sherlockkat finding the deduction of using the roll to get underneath a lot of these higher buttons. Elena, a lot of her moves are not only low profile, but low profile and moves her forward. So this is going to be really interesting how Dreamblitzer is going to place these high tiger shots, if they'll start doing them.
Yeah, I think you bring up a really good point, but right now he doesn't even have a chance to breathe, but there finds the opportunity to actually buffer that crouching heavy punch, or excuse me, crouching medium punch into the drive rush and just takes control of this round. But we do see that level 2 on the side of Elena. That means that she can get a big damage cash out or actually go for the healing if she so chooses.
Yeah, no, Sherlockkat going to go ahead and press their advantage. Dreamblitzer is minus, but mashes right through the string, and Sherlockkat falls victim to the round, but still, really competitive set. Dreamblitzer, though, one thing I was anticipating, especially in the corner, no real representation of that overhead just yet.
Yeah, not. Oh, god damn, another wake up.
God damn!
Both of these guys have been letting them fly, Captain. They're not afraid, and they're willing to, you know, tell the other guy, get your damn hands off me. Let me breathe.
Oh my god, Dreamblitzer whipping the the heavy punch. Falls victim. Sherlockkat is really placing their normals and their opportunity special. And now we have the drive impact. That's checkmate, my friend.
Yeah. And I think that drive impact to me tells me that, frankly, that Sherlockkat is not respecting Dreamblitzer, and especially with how he was laying on the offense towards the end. He recognized, you know, how, I think probably both with, like, the ODDP, like, options on Wake Up, that Dreamblitzer feels, like, uncomfortable when he has to defend.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Also, Chris Jennings, thank you for that. Sweet chili sauce is a dude's comparison to ladies and wine choices. Though I do like a good French wine now that I think of it, but just like how Sherlockkat likes that conversion, and you can see how they're really throwing these high-profile moves and getting punished from Dreamblitzer.
Yeah, but there is a huge conversion and that incredible corner carry from Elena. Oh, the buffer, that's so much damage. Holy cow. And look at how that's, gonna be out of range. And a huge punish. Dreamblitzer really taking advantage of, you know, the misstep on the side of Sherlockkat. And I have to say, I frankly, even as a player myself, I'm really bad about using bufferable normals when I'm in burnout to try and, like, you know, if they're getting a little too frisky with a DI or something. I'm not very good about, like, hedging my bets on a cancel into super. But I really like that he was so ready for it, showed it as an option, and it worked out.
Another benefit of using a buffered normal to see off the drive impact is through the collision, you give yourself an extra frame of input. It's actually one of the things I've been labbing with Guile, where I used to check drive impact with crouching medium, which is 6, but instead I've been trying to do flash kick, which is a 5-frame startup. And Sherlockkat rolling right through, and this is, despite what the MR says, a highly competitive set, and Sherlockkat with a whip punish of their own, just showing us that MR is only a guesstimate of how good of our opponent is.
That's exactly right. And, you know, kind of reminding the entire chat, and myself included, not to crash out too much over NR. It's only a number.
No, it's only a number until it starts going down, and then it's like your babies are being threatened.
Okay, this is not a terrible spot for Sherlockkat, if I'm being honest. It's gonna do okay damage, but, like, he's still above 2 bars of drive gauge. I'm gonna... Excuse me.
Yeah, just because of 2 bars over drive gauge and Dreamblitzer, that combo was heavily scaled, so they're still going to have to work pretty hard to close this out.
Oh,
gets the overhead. That was a critical draw opportunity from Dreamblitzer. You really could see that they went for it, and I don't know what was going to happen after that button, but I know this feeling. That's one of those rounds where you didn't beat me, I just threw it away.
Yeah, there was a lot of, like, just kind of hinky execution mistakes at the end of that set there that it really could have gone either way. Like, even when it looked like Dreamblitzer was getting the upper hand, looked like Sherlockkat could have stolen it back and vice versa, but ultimately, you know, Sherlockkat got the better of it, and just like that, the Dreamblitzer cashing out in a big way with that drive impact, and now he is in control.
Yeah, and look at that. Sherlockkat, the mental stack was too high, and the 26 frames so reactable. When you're juggling so many plays, it might as well be 2.
Yeah, it's easy to lose track of the circus, right, when you're trying to perform like that. But we do see Dreamblitzer having better screen positioning here, and another huge drive impact. Are we going to see the level 3? Yes, he wants that burnout. We're going to see gray on the side of Sherlockkat here, and that means a much tougher time to actually try and seal the deal, but that level 3 is right on the horizon. Huge big up. Oh my god.
Yep. Using only a few OD specials, and now Dreamblitzer finally makes up for those execution flubs of that last game, gets their own game 2-1, and I bet you If I was Dreamblitzer, I'd be feeling real good after that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And even the better end of that exchange right there, you know, the slow startup of the heavy Tiger Knee caught that drive rush and actually gave him the better frame advantage. And look at how liberally he's jumping now. You can tell he's starting to feel a lot more comfortable in the screen positioning and in the footsie's range.
Oh my god, charges up that Tiger uppercut. It's one of the reasons why I love watching Sagat play. Everything he throws, yeah, it looks so sick and looks so brutal. And Dreamblitzer going down, still hitting the normals. We're aiming for that burnout, but Sherlockkat doing a great job just keeping away and now finds a pretty good punish.
Okay, that is plus. Yep, he pressed at the wrong time. That life total is looking bleak. The punish. Yes, the trade combos are always in Sagat's favor. I say has to have the best trade combos in the whole game.
You can just see, it's always crazy how a character picks up on trade, and Sagat, because of his long limbs and great damage, he's able to do this. Did Sherlockkat hit? They totally did. Sherlockkat deduces the timing of that super, but can they make this match feel a little elementary, Mike?
Okay, they are trying to claw their way back here. And I really like that they have shored up their anti-air defense, because we saw earlier on in both the earlier round and the prior game, Dreamblitzer was jumping at them very liberally. And you could tell they were on the back foot. They were trying to go for either just blocking it out or, you know, some of these desperation parries. But now they're actually landing these anti-air DPs. But right now they are in the Tiger Nexus blender, and yes, that level 3 is going to be more than enough. The critical art damage seals the deal, and just like that, Captain, we are all tied up 2 apiece.
Ooh, Dreamblitzer finding so much mileage, going gutsily, throwing 3 overheads in a row, and they paid off. And now Sherlockkat, they're doing a lot of whipping in this close range, and it's not working out because Dreamblitzer is ready with his reactions and punishes.
God damn, look at the conversion there, and you can tell he is asleep at the wheel. Dreamblitzer keeps landing these DIs. He paid attention earlier on. Oh man, look at him doing the 1-2 step.
Oh yeah, less Missy Elliott. Oh, and right there, Dreamblitzer. Did you see? That was so great. Dreamblitzer went, they pulled a Justin Wong. I don't need to do anything. You got to come at me. And they did, ate the DP, and now set point to Dreamblitzer.
Okay, into the corner and baited. This is a huge opportunity. A ton of damage. Actually, Elena is some of the best, like, meterless damage in the game when you get that punish counter. It's so, so powerful.
Now Sherlockkat playing the mix-up right now. Finds the long button and finds the whip punish, but couldn't get the kill just yet. Still though, Sherlockkat has so much life. Dreamblitzer has to be very careful with how they press, how they react. Good use of the attack, and now we use the Tiger fireballs to keep away.
Okay, the drive gauge is actually looking worse. Look at this. Oh, and that long range whiff punish there. Sherlockkat able to seal it when it mattered most, and now they actually have the advantage. Oh, I look at the defense too. Oh my gosh, just like that.
Final game, final round. Dreamblitzer, without making any contact with their opponent, has burnt themselves out, and Sherlockkat got a little too gutsy. They're going to eat this level 2, but not horrible. They still got drive gauge, still got life, and more importantly, we still got level 3.
Okay, I love the way that Dreamblitzer has played this. They're about to get out of burnout here, and that level 2 meant that they actually did a great deal of drive gauge damage, but actually ran into a weird situation there, an awkward angle to try and deal with that cross up. But now they get the biggest exchange out of that that neutral jump. Did they bait it? Yes, this is a huge opportunity.
Oh, this is going to be all Dreamblitzer and Dreamblitzer. From famine to feast, we saw them lose in their first set, but now they come back with a vengeance.
Under the thumb of Microsoft, but...
Yes, but right now, talking about the bracket, we are in the losers round. One side is going to be HereticMAGICMAN versus Mr. Puff Puff. And funny enough, the first time we're going to be seeing Puff Puff, and the first time we're going to be seeing Blanka.
Yeah, that's very true. I was actually just going to remark on that. You know, in the matches that we saw, we did not see Mr. Puff Puff at all, but right now, putting himself into burnout early, and I like the consternation from HereticMAGICMAN, recognizing, you know, where he was at, especially with Puff Puff being burnt out, what the likely offensive choices were going to be so that he was patient enough to just get the DP on that neutral jump.
Especially also using the drive rush to get out of the corner when Blanka corner is the last place you want to be. Pop going for the jumping Blanka ball, pretty classic. Blanka mix up, going for the overhead instead of the wild edge. And one more throw, or it could be the overhead, but I like the decision of Pup to try to stop that drive rush early with the light kick.
Yeah, both these guys are making really high level decisions, if I'm being honest. And there, yes, cash it out. You don't want to take any risks. I really like specifically, like, there was the turning point at the end of that round where there was kind of a Mexican standoff between them, and HereticMAGICMAN is like, okay, I'm Juri, I have one of the best drive rushes in the game. It's like, even if you are looking to check it from this range, it is so hard to stop drive rush, crouching medium punch from her. So it's like, I'm going to take that to the bank, I'm going to bet it all on that, and it paid off.
And also Puff just going, hey, I drive rush into button 2 times, let me go ahead and stop it short in case my opponent listens to me. But now HereticMAGICMAN is going to have to come out, charges in, and wow, level 1 to level 1. Probably buffering during the flash, if I might say. I think so.
I think you're exactly right, which again is like very high level stuff. It's, you know, it's not exactly like, it's not, the execution of it isn't particularly difficult, but it's about like not panicking in the moment. You know, you're in the middle of a drive rush anyways, you see this thing happen, so it's really easy to just like try and block or maybe go for like an ODDP, but to recognize there, you know, you're going to put him into burnout, you're going to get the better exchange of the damage, and you actually get the corner carry is a really like calculated decision from the side of HereticMAGICMAN. That's why he's up a game.
Yeah, MAGICMAN just all throughout this entire tournament, they have been playing extremely calm out of pressure, finding the optimal choices in suboptimal situations.
Ooh, that's a very good way to put it. I like that. Oh man, and again, the burnout has just been plentiful on the side of Mr. Puff. And I guess I will say, you know, to his credit, I think Blanka is a character that fights exceptionally well while in burnout. Whether he's on the offensive or defensive, I think he's one of the best characters at dealing with it.
Oh, and HereticMAGICMAN look for the drive rush and try to punish because of the corner situation. And Mr. Puff going to go ahead and eat this pretty big combo. How are they going to react? It looked like they were trying to move out and just got stuffed for the troubles.
That is plus. It used to be way more plus before the last balance patch, but they still left that move really messed up.
Yeah, Blanka is an extremely strong character. Obviously, Mena RD has been having a field day with this character, but this guy has so many tools, and on top of that is the weirdo, so a lot of the situations are so unorthodox and they're pretty hard to laugh.
I think you're exactly right. I think that's part of the reason why MenRD does have like such strong results with him. Obviously MenRD is world class, but like when you have a character that like doesn't have much representation, it's really easy to, or not really easy, but there's a certain amount of room that you get to like excel past what maybe like another character, another player's like top end might be, right?
But MAGICMAN, still though, they're doing extremely well in this lower end of the bracket. This is the loser side, so someone will be going home, which is always unfortunate to see. You climb 2 hours to get to this point, and one of these people is going to be dropped at the junction in the first game.
Yeah, and I have to imagine that's part of the reason HereticMAGICMAN is, you know, just really going all gas, no brakes. He doesn't want his dream to die this soon.
All right, finds the crowd, finds those whiff punish opportunities, stops the throw, uses level 1, excellent decision, gives us ourselves the corner, and just one more tap is going to burn out Mr. Puff, which is something that they've been doing a lot on their own in this entire set.
That's exactly right. You know, whether by HereticMAGIC, actually, I gotta be honest, I would like to see the stats on it. Certainly, Mr. Puff has been putting himself into burnout more often than HereticMAGICMAN has been forcing it.
Hey, sometimes you want to drink the green goo, okay? Mr. Puff staying outside of that deadly range of the crouching medium, HereticMAGICMAN approaches, and you can really see that option's been represented a lot from Mr. Puff. Air Blanka ball, classic, but we just couldn't have the meter to make it safe. Oh, nothing safe about that slide. Amazon River Run. I only know that because of my friend Non-Factor who keeps yelling that name out.
Oh, actually gets clipped. Tried to interrupt there, you know, probably expecting the overhead. Trying to press a jab in between, no such luck. But there we actually do see something start on the side of Mr. Puff. The blocked overhead, again, it hasn't really paid off for him throughout this entire set. You can tell MAGICMAN just feels very comfortable. He's actually going to cash out to build that level 3. What's it going to be, Captain?
Well, it's just going to be a end of the set. That level 3 was optimally placed, but you could just see how Mr. Pop was using a lot of the standard drive rush approaches, drive rush overhead, drive rush button, and because of these long ranges, HereticMAGICMAN was more informed with their 50-50 or go for a armored headbutt. And now we're going to see how these tools work in Jewelman versus rufianMX. It's really going to play into how far and how well can rufianMX lock down this mid-range and set up Blanka-chan.
Okay, and immediately shutting down the sumo walk. Ruffian on the verge of burning himself out again, or almost already, excuse me. But now with that Blanka-chan down, this means that if he actually gets to go in and put down the electricity, it's not even going to need it in a level 1. Oh, and it's actually going to send the Blanka-chan flying off screen.
And this is one of the things about Ruffian. They're really not afraid to use the level 1 in any situation, just because they recognize that, especially as Blanka, you build up meter stupid well. Now, this is a match we see a lot, Jewelman versus Ruffian. So not only does Jewelman have a lot of Blanka experience, he's got a lot of Ruffian Blanka experience.
Sure. That's something that I think, can be pretty easily overlooked, like unless you're playing at a high level, is the player matchup. You know, if you have fought a certain person over and over again, there are these nuances that develop throughout the longevity of your sets and your matches. That means that, like, you know, rather than like a layer 1 mix-up, you might be looking at like a layer 2 or 3 off the rip. And then you're going to see a lot of these like weird reads that other players might not really get a handle on mentally, but that's because you've played the guy a million times.
Right here, great use of the OD headbutt to just stop the neutral jump from Ruffian. rufianMX, one of their trademarks that has baffled me but has led them so much victory is that they will just raw input level 2, not even off of the setup. So that was one of the, so seeing them go off of a block string, that's rare.
Fair enough. Maybe that's a sign of respect for Jewelman as a player. Okay, he doesn't have charge. A good time to jump for Jewelman, but now we're back to this neutral. Actually gets the stock for the enhanced sumo hands, but not going to matter. Able to cash out here with the level 1. Ruffian closes it out. First game on his side.
Double perfect victory.
Damn.
How Ruffian is. If Honda is a belligerent character, Ruffian is a boisterous character because everything
boisterous,
because Blanka is a party. He is a sentient party in a single animal.
I think you might be onto something, Captain. Ooh, talk about being onto something.
Yeah, look at that transition. Go ahead, Mustafa.
Yeah, that read on the DI timing there. That's the first time we've seen it brought out from Jewelman, but it paid dividends. Look at the drive gauge on the side of Ruffian. It's looking bleak. That was actually meant to be a not a dive kick per se, but that air Blanka ball. Ultimately, the punish counter landing for Jewelman, giving him that full cash out conversion to close out the round.
Ruffian wanted to mix things up with the cross-up Blanka ball, but Jewelman, because of that forward-moving, standing medium punch we talked about earlier, was able to find it. And look at this. Even though Jewelman is eating a decent amount of offense, because of this drive gauge differential, because of how aggressive Ruffian is, they're going to be winning out this exchange really soon.
And he doesn't even have to spend any super. I really like the opportunity there to highlight what Jewelman was doing at the end. And it's a very simple thing. He paid attention to how low Ruffian's drive gauge was, so that meant he suddenly could start harassing with meaty headbutts to either you have to perfect parry this, or you're going to put yourself in burnout either on accident or I'm going to hit you. And it's like, if you are not dealing with that, that means I get to swing so much more freely, and I get to just take advantage of all of that chaos and hit you time and time and time again. And it's like, what are you going to do about it?
Well, excellent analysis, Mr. Mistopheles. Even taking the level 1, you know, we've seen a lot of, we've all watched Rinja's Twitter. Taking a level 1 super is calculated sometimes.
Absolutely.
Put ourselves in checkmate situations.
I couldn't have said it better. I think that's something that you absolutely have to represent at a high level. You have to recognize when you can trade damage in favor of, you know, getting the upper hand because of the drive gauge situation.
And we can see right now that Ruffian is now playing more Blanka balls. And one thing I want to point out with Jewelman is that instead of your standard setups for E.Honda, they just activate Sumo Spirit on full screen, allowing them to get their buff without sacrificing Oki.
Yeah, Yeah, that's a really good point. Oh, I love the bait there. And honestly, the forced burnout on the side of Ruffian is like, I mean, that's something that we saw him do pretty early on, but I do think Honda does exceptionally well after that. The clap juggle into the double hands. He is styling Captain No Fun. This is another game to go up 2-1 for Jewelman.
I gotta really highlight, not only is Jewelman playing exceptionally well, but this is something we don't see. Every time I've seen these two people scrap it in the top 8, it's always Ruffian who comes out on top. And this is one of the, I don't want to say unlikely moments, but Jewelman is really having the momentum to win in their sails with the 2-1 advantage.
That's very true, and I think Honda is a character that takes advantage of that momentum, but damn, just as I was talking about it, to go for the drive reversal there just paid off for Ruffian in a huge way, and now suddenly, you know, Jewelman is looking so much weaker for it, and there it is, the closeout, a perfect in response from Ruffian.
That could be the harbinger to the fall. Remember, last time Ruffian got a perfect, they got another perfect in the 3rd round. And you can see that Jewelman, this slightly more aggressive style, is having a lot of holes, but they find the level 1, send Jewelman to the opposite side of the screen, and that's normally where Jewelman would need to do sumo script, but because they got it before, we could press the advantage.
Okay, there it is, the activation, another block string, and I love that the immediate drive reversal. Don't let him get anything started, but now he's going to throw down another Blanka Chan. It is still coming. Okay, blocks it out, and now the threat is gone, but there's a little bit of drive, or excuse me, a little bit of super gauge left for that level 2. Oh, the reset.
The reset! And that was an enhanced hand. They didn't even bother with a combo, and a miscalculation from Ruffian with the reversal allows Jewelman to be on set point!
Suddenly things have changed just when it was looking like Ruffian was going to get something started to bring this back. Honda, a character that is so good at stealing momentum, taking advantage of that chaos, does so in spades.
We are out of the party house and moving into the bathhouse. Can Jewelman push Ruffian out of the ring and out of this tournament?
Okay, they're getting the enhanced hands. Oh man, a huge punish counter opportunity for Ruffian, and he's just tossing down these Blanka Chans. It's like he's got, you know, he's got a sack full of toys for the kids at Christmas. He's trying to chuck them down the chimney.
Oh yeah, but it looks like Jewelman's gonna give him a stack of coal and use that coal to fuel the fires of their victory. But Ruffian's still sniping in the air. This has been a more long-range Blanka, sniping Jewelman one more time, but Jewelman answers back with a butt slam and a throw to the corner.
Oh god, and he's burnt out. Just, oh man, is he gonna go for it? And he puts him into the corner, does not let him escape. He's caging him, but man, these air Blanka balls are proving tough to deal with. He can chip him out.
Oh, he could. Oh my god! Not only did he chip him out, he took him out of the entire tournament. Jewelman with a decisive 3-1 victory has
eliminated in this top 8. But we are going up to the winner's side now. Who do we got?
We got Issei versus Ouija plus one of your favorites, the Rashid and Issei, who has been performing phenomenally in this bracket, losing only one game in the entire ladder, representing the Juri. Issei and Ruffian have been training partners, and usually these two pair off in grand finals. So it's really. It's really, you know, still of a constant to see this Mexican duo, one half the Mexican duo, represented in the tournament.
For sure. And right now, look at how things are panning out for him. And honestly, I don't hate this. Go for the drive impact early. Oh, that's a little bit of a drop. He does able to get a conversion there on the landing frames, able to stuff out a button, and immediately shutting down any kind of offensive pressure from Ouija plus.
Yeah, Juri's level 1 is something I always like to comment about. It's a projectile super that you do close range and just launches your opponent so far back, so we reset the neutral in the best way possible.
I mean, not only does it reset neutral if you want it to, but also sets up Oki for her. Her getting a full screen double dash into actual meaty pressure is so strong. Very privileged for a character.
Oh yeah, that is one thing with the top tiers, and everybody else is a privilege. But Regi Plus not feeling very privileged right now as they whip these two buttons, and Issei using the privilege of plus frames to really press their predicaments. But now the propensity, yes, the propensity to the level 2. I'm just running out of words. Let's start with T, okay?
Oh my god, is he gonna kill? I think he can kill here with the heavy. Oh no, he didn't get the actual. Oh no, you have to go for like the time to fall up there to get the ground bounce, and then you can just go into the heavy mixer afterwards. But I think in the hectic situation there at the end, he just kind of went into like autopilot to make sure he could get some damage, and that actually gave you know, EC the opportunity to close that out, kind of steal around from him.
I know, and now WG Plus still has to really make some ground off of this, and Issei, costly mistake, but because WG Plus doesn't have level 2 and above, we can't really get much out of it.
Oh, okay, does not confirm there. I actually stayed in front. That was a really tricky angle to deal with the jump heavy punch.
Really good at those cross-up situations. WG Plus, will we see the overhead of this situation? No, we go to the crouching medium kick, backs away, doesn't get, is unable to punish the whip parry. They put me and the overhead raw this time, no green. So mean.
I think we're going to see a lot of that in the set. Like I had mentioned, I think Rashid has one of the best overheads in the game. You know, you can use it in neutral as like a footsie button with a lot of success.
Especially since Issei has been known to just throw out these medium at close range.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go for the level 3. This is more of a defensive level 3, just to preserve and gain back the drive gauge as opposed to really killing them.
That's exactly right. And look at how it changed the momentum, right? Like suddenly there's such a meaningful onus on the side of WG Plus to try and make this comeback. And even with that level 2 activation, that is a win for EC. Look at the drive gauge, you know, and still look at the life lead.
However, WG Plus, they just need one more meter to represent the level 2. Rashid's level 2, we can use it offensively or defensively, and as long as they stay alive in the land of 3 more hits, we could see it again within these 65 seconds. Oh, but we mashed right through that string!
Oh, and the punish counter throw does it. That is the tough situation there when you are in that yellow. It's like, if you are actually put into a knockdown situation, your opponent has drive gauge, they get to, like, you suddenly having to guess, like, literally for your life is so much more difficult to deal with.
And not to mention, both of these players are in winner semis. If you take this game, you will be in guaranteed top 3, a very privileged position. And WG Plus using the privilege of the neutral jump, mashing those buttons to catch Issei Preston, and now WG Plus having some really good momentum right now.
Yeah, and even being low on drive gauge here, you know, he's not in a terrible spot because the life lead is just so, you know, perilous. It's almost insurmountable. And there, that stand medium kick punish counter, an incredible combo starter there for Rashid, one of the best.
Yeah, a real perfect piloting for this pugilist. I found more P words in the meantime.
I'd expect no less. You're a wordsmith. It's something I appreciate about you. You're a kindred spirit in that regard.
You want to talk about a wordsmith, and that was definitely... Okay, no, actually I didn't have that one, just how Issei did. WG Plus falling victim to the first throw, and Issei stocking up the charges. We're back at the neutral, but WG Plus using a neutral heavy kick, and now Issei locks in the combo, and WG Plus gonna get in that blender.
Oh, man. Okay, blocking it out for his life. But ultimately, outside of a parry, I mean, I guess he could have done level 3. Level 3 would have actually won him the round, or the game, excuse me. But it's like, you know, it's hard to be ready for that situation.
Oh, back underneath spin mixer right to the level 2. This won't catch. Now, good use of the parry from Issei, forcing the jump back. And WG Plus, enhanced spin mixer though.
And taking him coast to coast. Damn, that was a tricky mix-up.
Yeah, cartwheel, one of the few moves in this game similar to Blanka dash that hops over a downed opponent.
Yeah, and all you know, we've been talking about privilege. Another thing that's incredibly privileged in this game, having like a corpse hop that doesn't involve like spending meter or going to the air is incredibly strong.
I used to have that.
Honestly, I wish they didn't take it away from Guile. I hate Guile, but it was like, it's something that was unique about him. I wish they didn't take it away.
Down heavy punch, WG Plus using the transformer to find the hit, but Issei firing back with the throw.
Damn,
overhead, no block. Yeah, he does not. We were mashing during those plus frames.
Oh, okay, perfect. He parried this time. Oh, wow. All right, and now he gets to start his own offense. That enhanced jump coming off of the spinning mixer, or excuse me, the whirlwind shot is so useful for Rashid as a character. He's already got these incredible movement options, but to suddenly have that kind of utility off of a fireball that is also going full screen is invaluable.
You know, I might be so bold to say this, but do you feel like the Rashid representation has taken a bit of a dive ever since the season dropped?
You're absolutely correct, it has, and I think that's mainly because like Mai and Bison specifically are so strong. I think and not even necessarily like players that like might play those characters are switching, or that might play Rashid are switching to Mai or Bison, but Mai or Bison are like so strong and so easy that it feels like you don't see Rashids as deep in tournaments anymore because they're losing in those like top 64, top 48 rounds to the Mais and Bisons.
Yeah, meanwhile, thanks to K-pop Demon Hunters, Juri will never have that depth.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. She's always been a fan favorite ever since her inception in Street Fighter 4, but the K-pop love has only been ramped up.
Yeah, I do think that Juri is one of the best fighting games, one of the most influential fighting games of the modern era. Like when she debuted, it was a freaking sledgehammer, just like how Ouija Plus goes for that sledgehammer style damage. And EC finding the overhead, gets the knockdown, and represent mid-screen throw. That's what EC's been doing a lot off of these drive rushes.
You're exactly right. I think that's a really great thing to point out there, Captain. It is like it's all about conditioning, right? That's the name of the game, especially when you're playing a competitive high-level set. You have to make sure that you can like get your opponent to be concerned about X thing so that you can set up Y.
Well, also, why would we do a level 2? Because we have corner.
Because you've got Yasar, or as I like to call it, yes sir, because it's always going to answer the questions for you. Level 2 for Rashid, so strong, hasn't changed yet, and sets up that incredible offensive sequence, and shutting down the offensive approach is Ouija. He's willing to risk it all there, bet it on that ODDP, but it paid off.
Yeah, Ouija has been pretty good with landing that ODDP, and now spending a little bit of that meter, no running, instead we go for the cartwheel, holding on to that pressure, and we easy again, mid-screen throw.
All right, the conversion actually drops it there off of the Fuha store. Does not go for the DP. I can understand with Juri, she does have a weird DP that kind of like has tricky angles if you're trying to deal with the neutral jump, so I don't fault him for not going for it there. Oh, damn.
Dude, neutral jump from that side of the screen, but then again, when you're fighting a character with some of the fastest and furthest reaching drive rushes, viable option. Just like how this run is. Went for the frame kill, stuffs it up, that trade combo, and this should be Rashid's round with that level 3.
More than enough damage. We don't even have to guess. This puts it up 2-1 to Ouija Plus. What do you think EC has to do to take back control of this and try and close out the set?
I really feel like where EC needs is we have to make Ouija start guessing. Ouija has been getting these amazing mix-ups, and while EC is getting these knockdowns, they're too far away to make Ouija commit to adoption.
Okay, we'll see if it plays out. Another thing that I'm noticing, and especially was prevalent at the end of that last set, is EC does not have a viable option for Rashid's jumps, whether they're neutral jumps just outside of like sweep range, or if like it's his air approach as he's actually trying to get in. EC is not confident in his anti-airs or air-to-airs, and that has to change. Like, because if you just let Rashid jump all over the screen like that, you're never going to pin him down, and he's going to get these stray hits that convert into big damage or great offensive sequences.
Right, but in the middle of that amazing analysis, you could see that EC took that round just because Ouija was cornered. Ouija was forced to make answers, and answers that Ouija was not comfortable in making, and now the level 1 is going to be parried by Ouija Plus. So much drive gauge, so much corner carry. Space is a resource, I love to say, and Ouija Plus is using that resource immaculately.
The meaty overhead, and now this sets up level 2 if he wants it. Okay, still going in for the offense. Oh, he actually gets clipped. Now, we did see earlier that there were a lot of these instances where Ouija did not want to block. He's just trying to hold up, and I think that's what's happening right now, and suddenly it is letting EC come back in.
And Issei showing some good patience. Ouija Plus challenging it, using the yes sir, as Mustafa said, just get out of the corner. But no, yes sir was stuck.
Oh man, he's actually gonna die for this. Oh no. Okay, yeah, the level 1. Okay.
Really or won't they?
All right, just like that, Ouija, actually kind of was able to rein in the high-speed offense from EC that was bringing him back into the round after that incredible start from Ouija, but he was able to close things out from a couple of mistakes on the side of EC, and now he is actually on the verge of closing things out. I like this level 3 early. It's going to do a good chunk of damage, take him down below 50%, but most importantly, it lets EC start building gauge or super gauge back again.
The more you have time to start fighting, the more you have time to build your gauge, as opposed to when it's full, all those blows go for nothing.
That's exactly right.
All right, look, medium kick, 2 medium kicks, no drive rush cancel, trying to hold down the corner. Ouija plus flying in, puts themselves in the corner, but gets the punish counter.
Oh damn, the crouching heavy punch?
At that range? Gutsy, easy. Yo, sometimes, man. Stuff that looks random to you and me is immaculate by design. Goes to the level 2.
That's gonna be more than enough, and that is the insurance policy of a lifetime. Yes, sir. Closing it out for Ouija plus 3-1. Oh, good.
Adexios versus LeviHakai. Fun fact, Adexios was the one player who was able to hand EC their only loss. Well, their second loss because Ouija.
Yeah, right. Alright, yeah, we saw Adexios earlier, incredibly strong Marisa player, but LeviHakai opting for the Elena this time around, which is a character that I'm more familiar with them using, and you can clearly tell there's a level of competence and confidence here for them to just take that round almost the perfect, barely getting clipped otherwise, and closing out the round in maybe 15 seconds. Very, very convincing.
And I think we could see why LeviHakai has opted for the Elena. She's very good at whip punishing, and Marisa, not only her normals are kind of stuffy, they're very stationary and not high in the proximity guard. So very rough, a well-informed choice. And funny enough, the reason why we don't do Guile is because Marisa wins this matchup, believe it or not.
Yeah, she gives Guile a really, really tough time for a myriad of reasons, but you can tell LeviHakai has done his homework. Oh man, the trip guard, that actually killed. That was a good chunk of damage.
13 frame startup too, ridiculously fast for a move, but then again, when you spend meter out of stance, you got to give her something. Stand heavy kick, looking for the whiff. LeviHakai finds the whiff. We will be sending Marisa right to the corner. That's the worst place you want to be, especially when you have no reverse.
What a whiff punish. Drive rushing in there to, is either going to be plus frames or just like that, taking advantage actually of a whiffed light and getting a huge punish counter for it. And the drive gauge is a little weak on LeviHakai's side, but the life advantage speaks volumes.
And not to mention, Marisa has big woman health. She's 10,500, so that's about 2 jabs. But that's not going to matter when LeviHakai lands this level 3, and that's going to close it out right now. LeviHakai playing some really good conditioning, showing us the limitations of Marisa and the limitations Adexios is going to need to overcome if they want to stay in this top bracket.
Yeah, I'm curious, what kind of experience Adexios has against Elena. She's not the most popular character. People do play her, and I think she is a very welcome addition to this cast. I really like how she plays in this game, but she's not super popular. So, you're already playing a niche character like Marisa that I don't think is bad, but she is on the lower end of the tier list. And suddenly, you're having to try and overcome a very strong player using a niche character. I'm sure it's, tough to grapple with.
My God, look at LeviHakai using the drive impact, just dodging the Gladius that Adexios was setting up. And now Adexios into the corner. They got to be very careful how they throw that heavy kick, because I've seen them whiff it. And now the block drive reversal puts LeviHakai still in the driver's seat. And Adexios is unfortunately along for the ride.
Yeah, you talked about it. He's got both hands on the wheel at 10-2, sitting comfortably right now, and does walk into that level 1, but honestly, it does a lot of damage, but, you don't hate that. I mean, look at the frustration on the side of Adexios. You can see it. This is not me making, a read into the player's emotions. You can see how frustrated he is and how he's playing.
Well, we were talking about how great at whip punishing Elena is and how a lot of Marisa's normals are rather slow. So by now at this level, you already know the ranges of Gladius, Stand Heavy, and LeviHakai is planning them, and Elena's long limbs are just they're just picking this woman apart.
Yeah, surgical precision, right? She is susceptible to lows, and you know, again, because of like how Elena's movement is, I do think she really takes advantage of like the recovery of her of the slow buttons, just like you were saying, Captain.
And LeviHakai just running a clinic right now. Adexios, okay, so I actually appreciate that we didn't go to a crazy super reversal option just like before with the level 1, just because it would not have really come into play. But what's coming into play is this big heavy, and the Superman punch puts LeviHakai in the corner, but the perfect parry reverses the situation.
Okay, yeah. And we've seen what LeviHakai has been able to do with this corner position, this corner control, boxing Adexios in, but a huge punish counter opportunity for Adexios. Oh no, he dropped it, and now he finds himself burnt out. But I have to imagine, you know, we'll probably see a super reversal super, not even a chance. Gonna be able to get the burnout here into the wall splat. The level 3 seals the deal. 3-0 clean for LeviHakai.
You were talking about how you were going to imagine a super, and I could imagine it too, but imagination is not reality. The reality of the situation is that level 3 from LeviHakai, the level 3 to match the 3-0, and LeviHakai.
The whole village. We can talk about it a little bit more. We're getting ready to get into the match. And I guess I do want to take a moment to just talk about the efficiency of Khalil as a bracket runner. You know, we are really like getting through these matches quick, despite this being a ladder-style tournament, which can take a while. We're smoothing right over everything and getting into the heat of it. And right now we have losers quarters between EC and HereticMAGICMAN.
And HereticMAGICMAN went for the Seismic Hammer, not exactly an optimal choice, just given how fast Juri can clear distance. And now HereticMAGICMAN falling for the throw, but they have the corner, but that's all they got at this moment.
Yeah, there was an opportunity for a huge punish there off of the landing recovery after the whiffed air normal, but they tried to punish a little bit too early and actually got that air reset. So it meant there was a lot of damage missed out on the table. But with the drive gauge low and you know, a little bit of offense on the side of HereticMAGICMAN's side, we know Viper can dish out huge damage, and she had an opportunity for a comeback there, but EC cuts it short.
This is one thing that HereticMAGICMAN should start to be very wary of, is that anytime we're in the middle screen, especially off of plus frames, EC is going to crank that throw, but they missed the DP, and HereticMAGICMAN needs to make some magic happen.
Oh man, I think you hit the nail on the head. I like that little 4-piece into the extension there off of the Thunder Knuckle. Oh, and just really wailing on that drive gauge, trying to force the burnout there, and you can tell EC paying a little more attention to it now to try and not guarantee that. Level 2 not going to kill here, but it does put him in a good position to win the round.
Yeah, and that was right off of a perfect parry too at the end.
Oh yeah.
HereticMAGICMAN, so much life is worked out, walking a little bit forward so they avoid the burnout stun combo. A little cheeky with it.
Okay.
And EC, you could see that EC starting to gamble with their own money and playing a little fast and loose with these DPs. That was 2 whip DPs in this situation, and I
don't know what happened. I think maybe, oh, you know what I bet happened? I bet that was supposed to be jump cancel burn kick, but they got double quarter circle because of the drive rush freeze.
The buffer input for Street Fighter 6 is really generous.
Yes, yeah. To a fault. Yes, to a fault.
Oh, I have accidentally sonic boomed so many times.
All right, the level 3 to basically tie things up here, and now the life lead is on the side of EC. There it is, that 5-piece again. You know, going into that uppercut Thunder Knuckle, and a huge. Oh, he actually could have killed if he was paying a little more attention.
It's either paying more attention or just a little ready for it, but HereticMAGICMAN, doesn't matter how they did it, they got it. First game on the board. This is losers quarters. One of these players is going home, and it's really crazy to see EC so low in the bracket at this stage of the tournament.
I think that is an apt point, but right now he's really bringing it to HereticMAGICMAN, and you can tell he was frustrated with that first game.
And this is the EC special right now. 2 throws in, or 3 throws. Juri's throw. Okay, so while she does not have a free throw loop, something should be said with how much distance she gets off of a forward throw.
Right. Yeah, it puts you, you know, like almost full screen, I think, even if you're not in the corner, and it does give her she can drive rush up. That's pretty wild. Oh, doesn't actually pick it up there with the uppercut. Could have been heavy uppercut there to get the pick up, a little bit more damage, but opts to just go for an air reset. You're maybe looking for shimmy or something. I love that drive rush check. He actually gets the... Oh, okay.
And not to mention, off of the land special, HereticMAGICMAN went for the tag. So I was probably anticipating some sort of delayed throw tag. And Issei lands a level 3. This is going to put things not quite even, almost up. Will Issei approach, or will they hold their ground, forcing HereticMAGICMAN to make a move? And, oh, something tells me that was a failed drive rush.
I don't think so. I think that was trying to bait something. I think that was a tap parry to bait either a wake up super or a parry of their own, you know, assuming it might be a drive rush.
You know what? That's Schrodinger's move. It could be either or. That's
That's
the beauty of these situations. You don't know. But I do know that HereticMAGICMAN lands a level 1, which puts them in perfect size with hammer run. And you know Issei wants to shore up that distance real soon.
Oh, and actually gets him to bite on the neutral jump, a good chunk of damage. But most importantly there, does get the corner positioning, and the drive rush buffer off the crouch heavy punch rather, does mean that HereticMAGICMAN has another game. We're looking at 2-0 over one of Paragon's strongest competitors.
One of the internet's strongest competitors. We've seen how much of a bracket, and the what? Since when? When? Yo, patch notes? Patch notes! Someone tell me this!
I have never seen EC play Chun. I've only ever seen Juri, and they've seen a lot of success with that, but I wonder if... Well, what's curious is you would think if this was like a matchup thing, because again, you just don't see much Viper in general now that the like CPT season is done, but you would think, you know, if this is a good matchup for Chun, like, that he would have switched sooner, but I don't know, we'll see.
It could be that it is a good match, but just there's a lot more confident in their Juri. Chun-Li, let's talk about her strengths. Great mix-up potential, amazing walk speed. Yeah, amazing walk speed. HereticMAGICMAN, I don't care about your Chun. I'm just gonna go ahead and just kick you in the face, girl.
Okay. Oh, out of range there, and a little bit of a desperation DI on the side of EC.
See, holding it down, being very careful. We haven't seen too much of the crouching usually.
Oh, damn.
Chun-Li's God button, but the size of hammer with the follow-up puts HereticMAGICMAN on set point. This has been a string of upsets this entire game.
I think you're exactly right, and you know, the viewers at home, that's what they want to see. They want to see parity. You know, you don't want to see just the same familiar faces winning time and time again. You want to see new players rise to the top, you know, creme de la creme.
Oh man, the standing heavy kick manages to catch Chun-Li out of there, and Issei, unusually passive right now, only really landing OD reversals, but I spoke too soon, punish counter throw, using the Kyoken, and HereticMAGICMAN follows up, and no anti-air from Issei.
I have to wonder if, you know, he's feeling a little bit of the heat at his back. Oh, is he dead? Oh, he's dead. Level 3. He sniffed that out. You could see the way HereticMAGICMAN, he just calmly walked forward, didn't even try and fake a seismo, didn't, you know, press any buttons to try and make him flinch. He could recognize that EC was getting really uncomfortable with his back to the wall there, and maybe part of the reason why he switched to Chun is suddenly having like a mother. Who's going to be the first to get the actual hit and draw blood this time around? We will see in just a second. It's going to be Adexios versus jewelman.
Now, Adexios has been favoring that standing heavy kick in terms of the neutral range. Jewelman has the favor of the standing medium punch from E.Honda, so Adexios has to be very careful how and where they place the buttons, because Jewelman pretty much has the pressing privilege.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, but man, if you get hit by that stand roundhouse as a whiff punish, it is one of the worst situations to be in the game, and we know that Adexios favors that charged heavy punch into the tick throw. Is such a strong situation, trying to condition for something better later on, but right now they don't even need to do that deep tissue massage because that level 1 is going to close it out. What a quick first round.
One great quirk I always like to point out with counter hit stand heavy kick from Marisa is you get to do drive rush combo, not drive rush cancel.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it opens up such a wealth of both damage and corner carry because of that.
Without spending a lot of meter.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Now, Jewelman, we've seen this before against their match with Ruffian. Full screen Sumo Spirit, which is something they can do. Marisa can't really threaten you anything from the full range, but you see how Adexios, unusual display of patience right there. Normally Adexios will throw after the charged knee, but instead they went for the walk back and got punish counter for their patience.
That's exactly right, and that's kind of what I was talking about with that conditioning. You know, you set up this idea, you plant the seed in your opponent's head, and then you have a relatively low committal read afterwards is generally the idea. But if your opponent is already on that deeper level and looking for an answer to the rebuttal, then suddenly you're going to have to shake up how you're trying to adapt. And right now, Jewelman answers with that level 3, which is a huge answer, and puts Adexios on the back foot. I love that wake up OD headbutt. We haven't seen that at all. And just like that, actually going in with the sumo spirit, you know, representing kind of an awkward situation that suddenly Adexios is swinging into, but to get counter hit.
And we use the stop sign from E.Honda from the neutral jump. Neutral jump is very effective against Marisa. You almost want to fight Marisa like an M. Bison neutral jump around a similar range just because it catches so many of her specials. And now Jewelman, this is shades of the Adexios' first match against the Ed, where we're using the stand heavy punch to shut down everything this one throws.
Exactly right. That trade, you know, still not great. Oh man, that should have been a huge punish. That was such a missed opportunity for Adexios. You can tell. Oh, actually got clipped because he's got such a such a tall hitbox, and also Marisa being a big body character, her pre-jump frames are slower.
Oh man, big knockdown from Jewelman. Adexios finally goes for the drive impact, but that only works if you scout the headbutt soon enough. And now Jewelman scouting out another potential 2-0 as they move into the corner using the stand medium punch. Still slamming the stand medium punch. No sumo
Man
spirit.
grab, I knew it.
Yeah, off of that. Yo, stop, please. Tell the people at home why you knew that.
The main thing is you could tell with that's part of it. You can tell that Jewelman is feeling himself with the combos that he was ramping up with, leading up to that command grab. You could tell that he was feeling a supreme amount of confidence, and convergently, Adexios was put on the back foot time and time again. Whether it was getting clipped by these normals, whether it was dealing with these plus frames over and over again. That command grab right at the end was a telltale sign from Jewelman that he was sending a message. He was like making sure that he is feeling himself, and he's a better player than you are right now.
Oh man, Adexios whipping the stand medium punch finds the parry. We're going to go ahead and spend a lot of resources. This could possibly kill, not quite, but the standing throw will. It almost feels like that Adexios benefited from that drop, so we didn't have to spend meter to get into the kill.
Yeah, that's a very good point. You know, whatever the silver lining is, right? Take it where you can get it. I like the interruption there. Gets a knockdown, baits it out. This time is a huge punch. This was something that was missing last round, and now pays off in a huge way, forcing the burnout here from Jewelman. Adexios is sitting pretty, and honestly, you stay out of the corner there. That's good.
Yeah, and the counter hit sumo special allows Jewelman to get a huge combo, and now Adexios holding on. Oh no, indeed.
Oh no, this is going to spell the end. And honestly, if you were a Jewelman here, you do not mind that you had to spend the level 3 to guarantee the kill, because you know all of that pressure is just bearing down on Adexios. He is staring down the barrel of maybe getting 3-0'd to get knocked out of this tournament, Captain.
If we want to talk about Jewelman feeling himself, Mr. Stop, please. Remember, this is fresh off the setup. Jewelman taking out not only a tournament favorite, but one of his biggest rivals, rufianMX.
Yeah.
If you want to... I am willing to say Jewelman is the most confident player right now just because of the tournament results. But that's not going to matter. Confidence is a virtue, but you know what else is virtue? Damage, which Adexios is dealing in that corner.
Ooh, there's the air reset into the command grab. I've got one too. What are we going to see as an opportunity at recourse, baiting it out, and this means a game is going to be on the board for Adexios, making us sit through the level 3 just because. He's like, I am not done yet.
It could be a statement, but also, if I was Adexios, I would land level 3 for 2 reasons. 1, because it's guaranteed to kill, and 2, it prolongs the start of the next match. You want that time to reset. Remember, Adexios was staring at the loaded gun of being eliminated, so they would need time to recalibrate and refresh. And how do you do that? Watch your level 3.
That's a really good point. I think that's something not enough players take advantage of. Oh man, interrupts there with the drivers, a huge conversion, and already Jewelman looking at about a 35% life deficit, excuse me. and things are looking a bit more bleak than they have been these first few games.
And jewelman already missed the opportunity to punish a whip parry, and Adexios you gotta slam it in. And with that OD move, we are Adexios 1 round away from tying up. And jewelman, I am starting to worry. Has that confidence started to slip from them? Just seeing so many opportunities slide by them.
Oh, dude, back-to-back OD headbutts after literally losing the last game or the last round because of it, like having them blocked. You talked about the confidence. It's clearly not wavering.
No, it's not. But Adexios, one thing that I want to point out is that they've been using their charge Gladius anti-air option. And jewelman with the counter, unfortunately not at critical art range. So I don't know if this is going to kill, especially since Marisa's a big girl. One more hit. This is literally both players one interaction away from death.
Oh my god, that was all he needed. You know, we have to talk about the fact that the big body life total actually did save her there, but more importantly, to have the wherewithal. Now, hold on. I will give him his flowers. The wherewithal for that crouching medium punch with punish to actually win the round and the game and keep your tournament life alive is incredible. But I do have to say, Marisa has a very belligerent crouching medium punch. It's better than most Shotos. It's incredibly good. But he used his tool correctly, and it paid off in the best way it could have.
And also, Adexios is holding on to this corner. Oh, interrupts the sumo, and that looked like heavy hands.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh man, he is swinging for the fences. Look at this. He's ramping up the pressure. He's ramping up the mix. Oh no! And actually, the drive rush OS pays off for Adexios. That charge, he's looking for the OD head, but he swears it's coming. But so far, the patience from jewelman is paying off.
Yeah, I wonder if jewelman, are they going to continue this high-octane offense? 3 jabs, the 4 pieces, you like to call it. Goes for the command grab, the old faithful, but goes for the OD butt slam, and another butt slam. Double dip teriyaki stick. Double, and I'm not even talking about the In-N-Out because I'm from California.
In-N-Out's pretty damn good. Oh man, he's getting clipped. Oh, a huge punish counter throw. All right, just above that 3-bar threshold. But the drive reversal means that he is looking weak. Will we see the level 3? Nope, the reset. He's actually going to be able to kill off of this if he wants. Will we go for level 2? Level 2 will kill. Level 1 will kill, actually.
I think Adexios wants to hold on to this meter. A level 1, pretty good use of resources. Adexios, I really feel like you could see the mental capture with them in their mind. Can I get them in level 2? Can I get in level 1? Can I walk into this match with as much meter as possible?
Look at this. He's going to build level 3. Okay, goes for a reset and actually gets clipped. That same reset that won him the previous round is actually going to turn out and give him a reverse 3-0, Captain No Fun. That means he moves on and he is still alive.
The Cinderella story of jewelman comes to an end, unfortunately for them. And while they will not be in the bracket, but we also have to talk about the 2 strong players, both of these, LeviHakai and Ouija Plus. Formidable as well as fierce. Who of these will persevere into grand finals in the privileged side? Let's see.
Already a huge opportunity. A good chunk of damage too, but most importantly, that corner position from Elena is so likely to come by when she does land a hit. She carries you so far across the stage. I mean, really both these characters do, but I do think the advantage there is on Elena's side. Oh no, trying to actually commit there to break the armor, but not enough hits in time.
If we want to talk about advantages, let's talk about some disadvantages. A lot of Elena's more committal buttons are easily blown upable by Drive and Impact, which has been a common thread of this new season. Season 2 is that these characters have a lot more glaring weaknesses, kind of addressing that everybody's an all-rounder sort of problem, which, to their credit, I do think these are the most interesting set of characters that we've gotten because of these faults.
I couldn't agree more. I hope that trend continues. We do see Ouija here actually getting some offense going, but puts himself into the corner, and the overcommitment from LeviHakai does spell his end. We have seen throughout these sets, Ouija is very prevalent to like neutral jump or jump back into the corner or just jump around in general because he realizes how strong it is for Rashid specifically.
Not only that, but one of the Ouija's weaknesses is that they have been getting caught in a lot of buttons and throws just because, as you said, Ouija doesn't want to block. Oh man, what a confirm with the stand heavy punch to the level 2.
Okay, are we going to see the level 1 afterwards? Nope. Doesn't want to wail on the drive gauge that way. Wants to save his meter and actually eats a jump in for it. Level 3. Yes, I would have done it too. Now, this isn't quite going to burn out, but the greener pasture is on LeviHakai's side. Suddenly, that lawn is dying for Ouija, and he has to fight for his damn life to keep it alive.
He's talking about the drive gauge as well, chat. And now LeviHakai optimal whip punish range ghost. Oh, that looked like a mystery flip, but it's okay. We mixed it up in the scramble. Rhino Horn OD sets us up at final round. LeviHakai 0 meter, Ouija plus 1 meter, but so close to their ultimate, which is level 2. Okay, look, Rashid has a level 3. It's more of a formality.
You're exactly right. It's very rare to see it come out just because that level 2 is so strong and so ubiquitous.
All right, stand heavy. We go for the same. That was the same confirm that one of the previous round. And even off of block? What?
And getting the pickup there with the 4 medium punch, I've actually never seen that particular pickup. That was incredible awareness there. Oh, huge jump in.
We're close to level 2. Level 2 is going to be very advantageous for LeviHakai if they land it because of the healing factor. And Ouija plus, the Ouija plus special with the jump back to the Rashid kick, the special that we didn't use in the previous round, comes back here and pays off. Such an investment in the future, and that future is a 1-0.
Yeah, I think to turn this around, we really have to see Levi start committing to, like tick through situations where he's plus off of a drive rush, and then going for a button that is specifically going to catch, like, jump frames. Specifically something that will catch a jump and net him a juggle, because that is what is making the difference in this set so far for Ouija. Like, Levi doesn't have an answer for that. That's a huge punish.
Especially, yeah, that move is a lot more unsafe than what you think. So Ouija plus jumps back. And this is we're going to have to talk about things that need to happen on LeviHakai's side. LeviHakai has to understand, I need to put the brakes. I need to use my option select buttons just because Ouija plus is going to be jump backing or not.
Yes, that's exactly right. Hopefully we will see that adaptation. But right now, just putting an end to the pressure with the ever-prevalent OD uppercut there from Elena, just shutting it down immediately. And now we do actually see the drive gauge looking pretty bleak on Ouija's side. But to be honest, there have been a handful of times where he's been burnt out and it hasn't mattered.
One of the reasons why is Rashid is a great character to fight while in burnout. We have extra mobility, but LeviHakai, mobility doesn't matter if you're burnt out and stunned in the corner.
That's exactly right. Now, hopefully, he can take this momentum, this inertia behind him, and carry it to a win to actually put a stop to some of this and tie things up at one apiece. But it's yet to be seen. Looking for a whiff punish there is LeviHakai. No such luck. And the anti-air wasn't present for Ouija, but that huge whiff punish opportunity, again, already in the corner, Ouija plus. Now, can Levi actually keep him caged? That is the question.
Yeah. We're slowly whittling down the drive gauge. That's some big drive gauge, yeah. And
Ouija plus
went
dead.
Oh, he did. That was a far-reaching button. I understand why Ouija wanted to press. Elena's pretty far away. Sweep is our far-reaching button, but it's also super unsafe.
Okay, the jump back target. Well, it was the start of the target combo, and LeviHakai with the answer, and suddenly it's a tie ball game.
And what did we talk about before? LeviHakai, when they stopped and pressed the brakes, they let Ouija commit to an option, and when you're reacting instead of being reacted on, you're more likely to win.
That's exactly right. Okay, going for the meaty overhead there. So tricky with Rashid. He's got an absolute bevy of meaty overhead setups in his repertoire.
Oh, and see LeviHakai a little too slow on the draw for the jumping normal, and Ouija plus. Oh, they still wanted to press their advantage. It's got pop in there. Pop just in case.
Oh, the burnout again. Can LeviHakai take this to the bank? I like that. What a perfect time to drive impact here. Honestly, if I were him, I would force the level 1. Okay, he's just going to up for a level 2. I don't think this is going to kill him.
It's not, but it should. Oh my god.
And just like that, he loses. He missed his times his meaty. Honestly, that was Ouija's brown to win, but he mistimed his meaty. We take those.
Defeat snatched from the jaws of victory.
Yeah, sometimes that's how it goes. Everybody's got to get lucky sometime, right?
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, very true. Oh, damn, what a pickup. Look at the damage.
We have spent a little bit of resources. However, we're still in the green. LeviHakai blocks the mix-up from the cartwheel. Ouija plus backs away. We don't have level 2. That means that we're going to have to be forced to use a little bit more unorthodox methods, and that stand-heavy punch has not really been playing in their favor, be it be whipping or be blocked. LeviHakai with the level 2. It didn't kill in the last round, but it's certainly going to kill right now, as they are going to be at 2-1 against Ouija plus.
Yeah, things are starting to turn around. And even though we are still actually seeing, you know, moments where the jump back in the corner works for Ouija in a big way, the more important part is that LeviHakai is finding these hits that are just leading to bigger damage. It really
Also,
just does come down to arithmetic.
And we're not only getting bigger damage, but we're doing a great job shaving down that drive gauge, taking advantage of Ouija plus's love for throwing parries.
Yeah. Blocking it out here, not committing to anything huge. Could have whip punished there, but didn't want to, you know, risk maybe getting perfect parried. Oh, and I love that empty jump there, taking advantage of, you know, the hesitation on the side of Ouija plus. You know, we haven't seen many anti-airs from him in general, so for LeviHakai to pick up on that this late in the set when it matters more is really impressive.
Will LeviHakai commit to an option? Let's pay attention. Now Ouija plus answers. We could see a jump back. We do see a jump back. But because of that, the start of the target combo wishes for the damage, puts LeviHakai 1 round away to be on grand finals in the winner's side. But Ouija plus answers with a belligerent interruption.
Oh man, and that tricky mix-up again. The ambiguous cartwheel, you know, just goofing which side you want to try and block on. Oh, I love the pickup, and that tornado is still coming. It does dissipate, but he's still got to deal with the enhanced mix-up. Oh, what a
drive impact for drive impact. This is going to be some guaranteed damage for LeviHakai. We need to make the most of the situation because we're in burnt out. The more time we are on the offense, foot on the gas, means the more time our drive gauge can recover.
Yeah, by the time this level 3 ends, he should have his drive gauge all the way back, which means he is in a prime winning position. A medium, I think, no, a heavy will kill. Now a medium will kill if he can actually on the right hit, but that level 2 is right there from Ouija plus. Now all it takes is one, like, oh man, actually blocks it out there, and he gets to use the drive reversal willy-nilly.
Drive reversal for drive reversal. We want to stay in the corner. Goes for the. That was a risky drive impact because that would have killed Ouija plus. But instead, Ouija plus is going to live. Yeah, sends it right there, and Ouija plus holding on to their string of life as now they are fighting for their tournament life.
Yeah, the thread is thin, though. It is looking like it's going to break. The edges are fraying. But right now, we do see LeviHakai enacting his own offense there. That drive rush landing from a far range. Not a ton of damage, but the most important part is this corner control. It has been the tail of the tape. It is maybe the most important position in Street Fighter 6, and he does not want to let Ouija get out.
And went for 2 jump backs in a row, anticipating back-to-back was not called out, but LeviHakai doing a great job, forcing Ouija plus to go for the reversal, but instead they dash back into the corner, dash back into the doom, and LeviHakai dashes into grand finals with 3-1. We landed only 1 time. We represented that option 3 times, and an incomplete target combo still keeps him in the corner.
That's exactly right, yeah. Doesn't let him get it away for free. Oh man, talk about getting away with something for free. A huge jump in from HereticMAGICMAN. Even against the big body Marisa, that hurts.
Also, there's nothing free about Marisa versus Juri. Marisa's going to be a working girl for this one.
Oh, yes. Even more damage left on the table. That combo was going to keep going on, but a perfect score for HereticMAGICMAN in this first round.
This is good. This is a very tough match for Marisa.
Yes.
Lack of reversals, slow startups versus somebody with extremely versatile offense and fast drive rush. You're gonna have to be on your toes, or at least make sure that your opponent's back is on the floor. But the perfect parry from HereticMAGICMAN.
And again, you don't get much damage off of the perfect parry, but it's all about the reversal of the momentum and what it leads to on a knockdown, which is something like this. That conversion from HereticMAGICMAN, of course, is going to spell the end of this round and this game. The first game goes to HereticMAGICMAN in pretty quick fashion.
That's one of the reasons why is Marisa's that type of character who builds offense like how an avalanche builds up critical mass. And you do that by blocking against a Marisa is pretty damn bad.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. That's for damn sure. She really wails on your drive gauge better than most. And if she does get you, like with a knockdown, it feels really bad because of that command grab, because of the plus range, and because of what she actually gets to punish you with. If you make a mistake like this, you're just dead.
And Adexios goes to level 1 with the pickup, and I like that adjustment. That was the Adexios special is the charge knee from mid-screen knockdown, but instead we went for a different button, forcing HereticMAGICMAN to whiff the reversal.
Oh man, he has really HereticMAGICMAN is doing such a good job recognizing kind of the rhythm with which Adexios wants to go for those charged Gladiuses, and so being able to, literally just like that, it has made the world of difference in whether or not Adexios even gets to get anything started.
This really feels like who gets the first knockdown.
Yeah.
Off of the reset, uses the drive rush cancel, and now back to the Marisa special. Oh, did not charge the Gladius long enough to get the anti-air properties. HereticMAGICMAN wisely backs away and wisely gets that punish counter throw. Now we're in the blender. We're making kimchi now.
Okay. Oh my gosh, and it is fermented. Talk about a spicy batch. Another level 3 to close it out there. HereticMAGICMAN running away with this. Up 2-0 in a matter of maybe 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. HereticMAGICMAN, this K-pop be a gladiator player right now. No crouching drive rush cancel off the crouch. You okay, bro?
Oh my gosh. The corniness. I appreciate it. I would expect no less.
Greek cuisine's not known for corniness. I kid. Like a lamb to the slaughter in Euro, Adexios making sure that HereticMAGICMAN is going to feel that damage. It doesn't matter that, went for the command grab. Neutral jump stops it.
Okay, trying to block this out here. Are we actually going to see oh man, that was such good awareness, both on the spacing and like the time. Oh no! He actually doesn't get the kill. Okay, the shimmy seals the deal. Juri has one of the best shimmy punishes in the whole game with that stand fierce so far.
Yeah, that stand fierce. It's always funny when we talk about Juri and Ed normals because they say, oh yeah, stand heavy punch, as we see a long ass kick reach across the screen. Neutral jump is always a good answer in this. Here goes for the dive kick, the very first dive kick seen in the entire set. Stops the armor with the throw. Oh, did we press? No, we didn't.
Wow. And the immediate burnout. This should be checkmate. Checkmate. This should be.
I love checks.
I like checks too. This should be checkmate, barring a huge fumble from HereticMAGICMAN. And no such luck. He's got a tight grip on the ball. That means a clean 3-0 to continue on in this
round. Time to charge, and unfortunately, when you have a fast character like Juri coming at you, but I'm gonna go ahead and segue to Ouija Plus versus HereticMAGICMAN, two strong players in losers finals. It's gonna be a 1-3 situation, movement and mobility.
Yeah, I think that's the tell of the tape for both these characters, right? They really just want to be like using a lot of misdirection around the screen to make you make mistakes one way or another. Now, between these two, I do think Rashid probably has the upper hand, but when it comes to damage, few characters really shine in the same way as Viper, whether it's with meter or without. And so if we see some of those mistakes, even if they're on the more minor side from Ouija Plus, I do think HereticMAGICMAN is going to have the better exchange.
I really feel like Ouija Plus has to be very careful how they send their fireball, just because of HereticMAGICMAN armor. It makes him a sitting duck.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And another thing to consider too, and we'll see if it actually plays a part here, with Viper's ability to super jump, she can actually, like on a hard read, get a punish against, like, Rashid like to do kind of 3/4 to full screen fireballs a lot to set up, jump spacing traps or whatever. Viper might be able to punish a poorly spaced fireball a little bit better because of her super jump. Now, hasn't shown up yet, but we might.
Oh, we go for the far range sweep, forcing a hard knockdown situation. HereticMAGICMAN getting close to that burnout corner. Goes for the Rashid kick. Oh my god.
Wait. I mean, he can... Okay, he can't chip out anymore. I don't know... This is nerve-wracking if you are HereticMAGICMAN. Okay. He felt way more confident than I did. I was like, I don't know why you didn't kill him.
I don't know either, but it's one of those situations where we don't know what's in the player's hands or how their heads or how their hands are feeling. Remember, chat, we This is after a 2-hour ladder and at the tail end of the bracket. These people have played a lot of matches very frequently in a long period of time.
Very true. It's a long grind. I definitely have to respect their endurance. It's paying off in spades. But man, what a big conversion there from Ouija. And we talked about that side switch that he gets. Such a huge privilege, especially coming off the tail end of so much damage.
Oh, Ouija Plus, you better be very ready to get these crouching heavy whiffs from MAGICMAN, because I'm seeing these a lot. And you can see MAGICMAN being a lot more passive with how they play, gets caught by the crouching medium kick from medium kick, trying to bait out some sort of reaction. Nobody's biting, so Ouija Plus dives off into the deep end.
Oh, huge! What a big conversion there. The super jump cancel able to get him in there at the midpoint of the screen to actually pick up after that Seismo. And you were talking about it at the start of the match, right? The Seismo plays such a big part counteracting how Rashid wants to zone.
While they'll trade, HereticMAGICMAN had the life to go for it, and they both match. HereticMAGICMAN is very gutsy, goes for the Seismo, but hey, Ouija Plus, that's the Ouija Plus special. Let's just jump back, dash back. Oh, we're gonna try to scam it out. 15 seconds in, but the Seismo hammer clutches that in a beyond tense first game.
Yeah, that got really hairy there towards the end, but the composure from HereticMAGICMAN paid off, and it's carrying over right now. A confident forward throw there, back throw from HereticMAGICMAN, and the immediate shutdown of the pressure with the OD spinning mixer from Ouija Plus. He is immediately telling you, I am not going to sit here and take it, and honestly, that's been how all of his matches have gone so far.
Always been winning the drive gauge. It went for the Seismo, gets caught by the drive impact. There's going to be some good damage from Ouija Plus, but the back throw from HereticMAGICMAN reverses the positioning.
Oh, what a pickup. I think he did try and go for a Thunder Knuckle follow-up, but just didn't get the input.
Fake Seismo. Oh my god, no, we
bait it. Oh, he got hit?
He got hit!
Wait, why did he get hit? I thought I saw him go into a parry animation.
Oh man, someone call up Ringe. We got to see that again. Something happened in their action.
I don't know what happened. It was really strange. I love the side switch there, making sure to keep that corner control. We know how, like, if you've been paying attention at all, you know how Ouija acts when he's in the corner, so that should give you a bigger read on how to properly shut it down.
It's still Ouija Plus. Gets forward, holding their position, don't want to really commit to too many options, but HereticMAGICMAN going for the crosses. I think that's one thing we haven't really put over, is how HereticMAGICMAN is getting so many crossover opportunities and maximizing them.
Well, I mean, I think maybe the more important, trait to highlight with our lens is a distinct lack of anti-airs from Ouija. Ouija has not really been anti-airing any jump-ins or even trying to go for air-to-airs, and I think maybe that's a little emblematic of like why he himself is jumping so much. I don't think he feels very confident on the ground.
Great use. You know, I only had one left. You know, I had my bifocals on, but you've got the magnifying glass.
All right, another forward throw. The right hit could absolutely spell death for Ouija here. He's not dead. He'll have, I would guess, about 10% life left.
That looks about 10% to me. But we're going to need 100% of the effort, and HereticMAGICMAN slams the throw in perfect to 2-0. HereticMAGICMAN, the word isn't adaptation that I would use. HereticMAGICMAN has seen into the blueprint of Ouija Plus's offense and is demolishing it brick by brick. That time I kept the metaphors consistent.
You absolutely did. It was much appreciated. It lends itself to the analysis, absolutely. Oh, what a pickup! Okay, wasn't able to get the towards medium punch that time. There it is that time around, but just out of range to actually get the juggle afterwards. Oh man, dude, burn kick's so strong.
Oh man, went for the transformer. HereticMAGICMAN landing some big heavy damage, and Ouija Plus goes for the jump back, gets clapped for it, and another throw. This is exactly what brought him to the dance for the 2-0 situation. But now we're 2-0 with one round set point.
The way that he is really dissecting Ouija's game plan, like, cannot be overstated. he is doing so well to shut down what he's trying to do, like, mainly just to try and feel comfortable. Like, it's not even about playing defensively or offensively, it's just him to try and feel comfortable in a range where he can make decisions, and HereticMAGICMAN is not letting him get that.
Yeah, we can't even throw our fireballs because of the hammer, we're not anti-airing, and our go-to corner escape. Oh my god, this should be level 3. This should not kill, taking a page from a Stopli's book. I want to say this would be 5% left.
Yeah, I would say like maybe like 3%, but I'll give it to you. And the closeout from HereticMAGICMAN, another 3-0. And as we see Guile mention in the chat,
I don't think I've seen HereticMAGICMAN stay in burnout for long, and now LeviHakai moving to the Guile. This could be done for matchup purposes, or LeviHakai doing that classic player thing of, hey, I'm in finals position, let me use my worst character to get more data before I give you my good one.
That's exactly right. Yeah, when you're on winner's side there, you have a lot of liberty to give in regards to how you want to approach with your strategy. But right now, HereticMAGICMAN, again, in a comfortable, familiar position, but I really like that dry brush conversion there. One of the strongest aspects of Guile's toolkit is using that long-reaching, you know, relatively quick, crouching meat. Oh no! Just a range but no punish. I was saying the crouching medium kick and able to get the conversion there into the light flash kick when you actually land it on whether it's punish counter or drive rush.
Another thing is HereticMAGICMAN has had an entire set fighting against Ouija, who has been having pretty weak anti-airs, and now they're fighting Guile, one of the easiest executed anti-airs of the game with flash kick. So I wonder, will they be as jump heavy as they were before?
Man, okay, yes, sets up that safe jump. Oh, and so tricky to just look at the drive gauge depleting, you know, beating these throw takes, but does need to jump in himself. HereticMAGICMAN put on a little bit of the back foot here, but still with a little bit of life lead, and most importantly, the burnout is still there for LeviHakai. How will he try and navigate this? Oh man, that could have been a level 3.
Oh, that could have also been a level 3 off of the crouching medium punch. I wonder if LeviHakai wasn't ready. Baiting a flash kick, HereticMAGICMAN falls victim to Sonic Boom. Oh, that... Okay, as a Guile player in that situation, I would have thrown the crouching heavy punch because it's so high reaching. But you know what? I might be the Guile player, but LeviHakai is the Guile player in Grand Finals.
That's true.
Oh, I love the use of the car cancel to the boom. You can cancel the target combo to put yourself in optimal range. And now the flash kick has been baited out by HereticMAGICMAN, going to the level 3 because it's guaranteed burnout.
Level 2, and most importantly, that does keep him with... It's okay. And most importantly, it does keep him with a bar of super gauge here to guarantee a closeout if he does actually land the hit. Look at him just wailing on that life bar, doing so much chip damage. And there was a weird situation. Rob, hey, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much. We had a good stream,
I was just about to catch your attention. Rob TV Live with a rate of 340 people. Thank you. Welcome to Grand Finals of ParagOnline Street Fighter 6. We just completed our top 8 bracket after a 2-hour ladder. We got LeviHakai in winner's side versus HereticMAGICMAN in losers. Mr. Mistopheles and Captain No Fun on the mic, and we're glad you're all here.
And now we know, you know, you guys are tired. You just spent however many hours watching Rob try and relive the glory days, trying to reclaim, you know, what he thinks was a title as the best Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter player in North America. But now you get to watch some real Street Fighter players play.
Oh man, you really want to start the beef now, right before 2025 ends?
I love you, Rob.
I'm good. Yo, stop, please. Quit that shit.
Oh my god, that's so good. That's so funny.
Yo, Rob gonna refund that rage when I refund games off of the holiday sale on Steam.
Love you, Rob. Have a good one, dude. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Yeah, okay, so real quick, we haven't even commented on the fact that LeviHakai has switched to C.Viper on their own, so we now have the C.Viper mirror in Grand Finals. Yeah, we didn't notice because of all that Rob ducking. Thanks and stuff, please.
Yeah, it's a good point. And this is not a matchup that you see very often. I have seen it, you know, in the early days when everybody was playing C.Viper, but it's not one that you see very. And I have to imagine that C.Viper players probably don't really like this matchup very much. You know, she does have kind of a. She does have kind of like a suspect anti-air with the heavy knuckle, and obviously, as we said, you know, a lack of a strong wake-up option, and more importantly, when she does get put into burnout, you know, she's on the back foot against pretty strong offense. So I can't imagine either player really wants to play this, but maybe Levi's trying to prove a point.
Well, LeviHakai has been playing a bit of C.Viper, and I do feel like they're a lot more comfortable with Viper than they are with Guile. But the only disadvantage is this is the mirror. Very few players like mirror matches. And stop, please. How do you feel about the mirror match? I know you play as Kuma, so that's a different kind of wiffle bat dummy situation. But
sure. I mean, as a competitor, the mirror match is really, I think it's really tricky because it's easy to, and almost like natural, to kind of go into it with these preconceived notions with, like, if I lose, like, this proves that they are a better player. Like, it's not even about, you know, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. It's really easy to take it personally. So going into it, you can either have this preconceived notion of, like, okay, I'm going to cook this guy, and that's maybe a false sense of confidence, or you have all this extra pressure. It's like, I don't want to lose because, you know, I don't want to be seen as, like, the weaker character or whatever, right? So I think it can be tough to balance your composure.
LeviHakai is doing a great job holding down the neutral, but because of that trade, HereticMAGICMAN gets the anti-air, and we're on a... Wait, Levi... Oh, that's LeviHakai. I'm getting my colors mixed up. LeviHakai is at 2-1. It's at 2-1. Now it's HereticMAGICMAN who says, get me off this mirror, and going to the Juri.
Yeah. Okay. Now, we did see HereticMAGICMAN clearly... you know, really having a sound game plan with the Juri, and this is the character that they are known for. Despite, you know, having 2k MR with the Viper versus, you know, 1600 or whatever, but I think that's just because, you know, they're messing around with other characters. They are a player of the caliber that they can take any character to this kind of level, right? But we saw what they were able to do with the Juri, and I do imagine this is probably a tough matchup for Viper. I think she would have a hard time dealing with Juri's Fireball, and also like the really strong drive rush, because we know Viper doesn't have great drive rush checks.
You can't just use seismic hammer as free as you want because of the drive rush.
That's exactly right. And, you know, we do see also the really strong, like, jump heavy kick from Juri, along with the dive kick. Means that, like, if you throw a bad, or if you use a bad seismic hammer, it's going to get punished worse than maybe other characters.
Well, that wasn't a bad seismic hammer, but that was a misplaced anti-air. And now LeviHakai burning themselves out. This is the one thing you don't want to do, especially as C.Viper. And HereticMAGICMAN having their fill at the buffet as they get that first round. This character switch showing some good starting momentum.
Okay, the super jump into the cross-up jump heavy kick. Such a strong option from Viper. Very unique option that she is going to use, and just like that, that is something you have to worry about as Juri. We know her, like, her DP is strong at certain things, but it is actually very unforgiving as an anti-air sometimes. If it screws up, it's really, really punishable. It's got really weird angles that it just misses at. It can be really tough to use correctly.
Oh, neutral jump off of the seismic hammer lands the counter. Hey, HereticMAGICMAN should be able to stay
goes for the reset!
Yeah, we do. We go for the reset, probably because the standard combo wouldn't have killed, but thanks to the reset, this level 3 is going to go ahead and put us ourselves at 2-2, and we're one game away from resetting the entire bracket or ending this whole song and dance.
Okay, we're all tied up. Oh, and hey, you know what? Now that I think about it, since we've got a ton of you guys in here, use exclamation point match arena. I'm going to shill shamelessly. Exclamation point match arena in the chat will give you guys access to an easy link where you can donate to the match arena to make sure these players are taken care of. Because again, you are watching top-notch, top-shelf Street Fighter 6 action, and we are putting on a show. So make sure these players are taken care of, make sure they get to eat, and you know, feel like they are properly compensated for the heat that you guys get to watch.
We might not be sponsored by Chipotle, but these $12.50 raise in the match arena could mean that the winner can own a Chipotle bowl. Maybe not without a side and a drink, but, you know. Hey man, any lifter worth their salt goes to Chipotle.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It is a calorie-dense and mostly pretty tasty meal.
All right, LeviHakai is switching to the Elena. So both of these players, what an interesting tale of these grand finals. We walked in with 1 Viper, then 2 Vipers, finally no Vipers.
Oh man! Okay, he did have a drop there, but that pickup afterwards meant a huge opportunity here to close out with the level 1, and just like that, LeviHakai using this other character, you know, he's spinning the chamber, he's got another bullet for you this time around, it's Elena, and we've seen it is deadly. He has put a stop to many characters throughout this bracket by pulling her out. And again, you know, how familiar are you with this character?
It's also because, yeah, we have definitely seen more matches with Juri than Elena. LeviHakai's spacing is so tight, but HereticMAGICMAN, especially when they get into these situations of corner pressure, comes out on top as they're forcing their opponent to guess, but they didn't have to guess for that perfect parry.
Oh, what a side switch! I've actually never seen that. That was really tricky from Elena.
Okay, looking for a whip punish opportunity. LeviHakai.
The overhead.
Great use of blocking.
Oh man! He is so greedy to not kill! And I think this is gonna seal it, Captain No Fun. Let us hang our heads. Is this gonna be enough? And just like that, LeviHakai takes advantage of the greed. Scrooge, eat your heart out. We are not pinching pennies when we've got the chance, LeviHakai.